A very warm good morning to all my bandhus present here. Sagadanke Miguel Namaskar. So, ladies and gentlemen, I request you each one to please be seated on your respective seats. So, welcome to the MSME Day Celebrations 2026 by Global Chamber of Saraswat Entrepreneurs Kerala, the premier gathering for working professionals, startups, and all other micro, small, medium enterprises of the Saraswat community. Today, here at the Kerala Startup Mission, Kalamassery. We are not just here to talk about business. We are here to ignite new ideas, form new relations, and see the future unfold right in front of our eyes. Over the next few hours, you will hear from some of the community's brightest minds in the sector of MSMEs and network with a community of peers who share your passion to learn and develop. Going by the words of the industrial giant Shri if you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. Hi, I am Ghanshyam Bepai, wellness coach based in Kochi, and I am your host for today. Along with Ms. Chaitanya Pai, my co-host, we welcome you together to this program, and it's my absolute pleasure to kick off what promises to be an incredible experience. So let me give you a short intro on what is Global Chamber of Saraswat Entrepreneurs. Global Chamber of Saraswat Entrepreneurs, GCSE, is popularly known as the Saraswat Chamber of Commerce. Established as a not-for-profit organization and registered under Section 8 of the Companies Act with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India, the Chamber was founded in 2019 with a clear vision to promote entrepreneurship, encourage innovation, and build a strong global network of Saraswat entrepreneurs, professionals, and business leaders across India. Over the past 6 years, the Chamber has evolved into a vibrant platform for knowledge sharing, collaboration, and business growth with a growing network of over 1,100 members spanning across India and overseas. GCSE has constantly worked towards empowering entrepreneurs, MSMEs, startups, professionals, and young business leaders through meaningful initiatives and impactful engagement. The Chamber has successfully organized more than 150 seminars and conferences, including over 30 online knowledge sessions covering contemporary subjects such as GST, income tax, legal compliance, the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, and information technology. Among its flagship initiatives are the MSME and startup conclaves organized across Bengaluru, Kochi, Panaji, and Hubli, as well as specialized events such as Finance and Legal Conclave in Mumbai and the Real Estate and Construction Conclave in Goa. The Chamber also organized Saraswat Kalakar in Mumbai, a unique platform dedicated to showcasing and promoting emerging talent in the fields of art, culture, and performing arts within the community. These initiatives have successfully brought together eminent industry leaders, policymakers, investors, professionals, and entrepreneurs, fostering meaningful networking, knowledge sharing, strategic partnerships, and collaborative growth opportunities. Recognizing that the future of entrepreneurship lies in the hands of young minds, the Chamber has entered into memoranda of understanding with leading commerce colleges across Karnataka, Goa, and Maharashtra. Through these partnerships, GCSE seeks to bridge the gap between academia and industry by providing students with mentorship, industry exposure, practical learning opportunities, and direct interaction with successful entrepreneurs. This initiative reflects the Chamber's long-term commitment to nurturing the next generation of business leaders and fostering an entrepreneurial ecosystem from the grassroots. Today, the Global Chamber of Saraswat Entrepreneurs continues to serve as a catalyst for enterprise development, innovation, and inclusive economic growth, living by its mission of connecting entrepreneurs, creating opportunities, and contributing meaningfully to India's vibrant MSME ecosystem. And with that, I request each and every one of you to give a huge round of applause for Saraswat Chamber, Kerala, and let's kickstart this with a positive note. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to host this event today. I'm Chaitanya Pai, a native of Cochin, currently serving as the HR director for one of the defense companies. Welcome, a warm welcome to all of you. It's a pleasure to be here. Without further ado, let's start the event. There are multiple sessions that are very insightful for the next couple of hours. So stay tuned, and it's my pleasure to invite our first keynote speaker for the day, Shri S.P. Kamath, to the stage. With a corporate industry experience of over 36 years and a master's degree in law with specialization in corporate law, he has dealt mainly with the departments for commercial taxation, internal audit, finance, corporate legal, and secretarial department in his career. He was the chairman of Cochin chapter of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India for the terms 2009 and 2014, a member of ESG board of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, New Delhi, and the immediate past president of the Cochin Chamber of Commerce. Shri S.P. Kamath is now the executive director of Amalgam Group of Companies. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Shri S.P. Kamath for an insightful session on the future of MSMEs.
Respected members of the Global Saraswat community, fellow speakers, invitees, and bandhus. At the outset, let me take this opportunity to express my deep gratitude to the organizers for having invited me here to be one of the speakers. They have told me to speak on future of MSME, which we know, but I just recapitulate with all of you. So it's a great honor to be here and address our community people on such a wonderful topic. The whole idea behind this program, over 27 June, the relevance is that is the day which we celebrate MSME Day. The relevance basically to understand what kind of contributions have been done by MSMEs across the world. Often referred to as India's backbone, MSME play a vital role in fostering innovation. Ganesham said in his address, innovation, employment generation, exports. As you all know, MSME bridges the gap between the urban and rural masses, promotes entrepreneurship, and it develops the trade and commerce. By leveraging the regional resources and catering to the local markets, MSMEs contribute significantly to community development, infrastructure enhancement, and improved standard of living. Their significance extends beyond statistics as they shape livelihoods, promote regional development, and embody country's innovative spirit. Today, contribute nearly 1/3 of GDP, MSME sector plays a key role and is one of the pillars of the government flagship program, Make in India. And the initiative recognized one of the 4 primary engines of economic growth. These enterprises operate across a diverse spectrum ranging from manufacturing hubs, service providers, rural industries, handicrafts, and so many other things. Friends, government's consistent push towards formalization has further bolstered credit penetration, allowing more and more enterprises to access formal financial system. However, sustaining the momentum in the sector is very critical for the goal of Vikasit Bharat 2047, because we all know MSMEs are susceptible to any kind of eventuality. What we saw during COVID time, how the MSMEs collapsed like pack of cards because they didn't have the inherent strength to withstand. Just to give the perspective of MSME, what we discussed, can you believe today 90% of the global business is done through MSMEs? I'm surprised. I still don't believe this actually. I got this figure from one of the research book that 90% of the business is done through MSMEs. Globally, 60 to 70% employment is created by MSMEs, and the MSMEs contribute 50% of the global GDP. You can see kind of contribution MSME is making. As far as India perspective is concerned, we have almost 7.4 crore MSMEs. It employs 32 crore people, contributes 31% to the national GDP. That means 1/3 of the GDP comes from MSMEs and accounts for 48% of the exports. So what is the relevance of this event then? Why we are having this MSME day? Why we are called you all here and having this? One of the 2-3 fundamental reasons. One is to foster financial inclusion. Today what's happening historically, if you see, MSMEs, those it was called SSIs, small scale industries, they were kept out of the formal system. They did not have any registration. They don't maintain proper books of account. They did not issue any bills. They just give a letter to some bills and all those things. With the introduction of GST, now that has gone, that has changed. So we want more and more formal inclusion of MSMEs into this. That is why this awareness is created by programs like this. Secondly, skill development innovation actually. What lacks in today MSMEs is the skill development. To attract a talent in MSME is very, very difficult. You may have a wonderful MSME doing extremely well. You call for a talented person in an highly common IM or something, this is very, very difficult. And secondly, what we need is the constant innovation. The businesses can survive only if we have constant innovation. Innovation is the order of the day. You can't ignore it anytime. Thirdly, economic empowerment, what we want to do. We want to empower the women. We want to empower the youth. So that is MSMEs are due to a smaller investment. So we always feel that, the MSME should empower the women and also youth. And fourth one is the sustainability. Any business today, it cannot be like for a short-term gap or something like that. We have to see how you can sustain the business. But when we see all these things, everything look good. But what is the real situation of MSMEs today? In fact, if you go and see the real situation, it is not as rosy as what we speak. The government scheme says, the government keeps on saying, MSMEs can borrow without security. Friends, go into the bank and ask, how many banks will fund you? They may fund you some scheme, a small amount or something like that. Beyond that, they cannot fund. The banks will say, you give me the security. What is the collateral you are offering? Big problem. Any bank is right from their side because they can't afford to lose public money. So they will definitely ask for securities. They will say, give me your 3 years income tax return, give me your Aadhaar card, PAN card, collateral. They will ask. This problem is still there in the MSME. So before we talk of future, let us understand what is the ground realities. Second one, delayed payments. This is happening actually. Though there is a law which says you must give in 45 days or 15 days, this is law, these are not strictly followed. MSMEs are always at the mercy of big companies and there is delayed payments. When you have delayed payments, MSMEs suffer from cash flows because they have a very, very limited resources. They don't have huge limits with the banks and all those things they can sustain. They do, like just roll over actually, get the money, use it and again sell it. That is what they do. So there's a problem with the delayed payments. And secondly, there is information gaps. The biggest problem probably would have improved now, probably my CA friend should say, the information, they don't account full turnover, they don't record their expenses. It is run like a family business. So there is a lot of information gap. So what happens when you do that, you are not giving the real picture of your business. Today with the GST return, at least when bank says, I've done 10 crore turnover, bank says you give me the GST return, they can cross-check the turnover whether it is matching with the balance sheet figures. At least that is there. Earlier though it was not there because SSIs or SMEs had a little bit of lenient policies. So there is a gap between between what they perceive and what actually is the situation. Because the banks are a little worried whether I should fund this fellow. He says, I have got 10 crore turnover, but if you see the books of it, he has got only 4 crores. How do you believe that? So then there's a risk for the institutions. Then secondly, there's a problem is today compliance's burden actually. With the digitization and so many other things, compliance has become very important actually. So the compliance is always at a cost. Compliance doesn't come free. So because of this compliance, what these small industries or small SMEs do, they try to avoid that. They'll say, why should I get into all this complication? Let me find an alternate way. And somebody will tell them, you do like this, you can get over this. So there's a problem of compliance. Then the other problem which SMEs are today facing is limited market access. Because how far I can go and sell my product actually, because I don't have resources to have a team or marketing team or some distributor, very, very difficult today. So there is a limitation to the market access. And more other than that, one more thing is I would like to say is Sometimes I feel we have too many schemes of MSMEs. If you go to the government today website, how many schemes? Pradhan Mantri, this Yojana, so many, which one I can avail? So many schemes actually. And every budget, they keep on announcing the scheme. We don't know how much has been spent on the past scheme, how much has been utilized, how much has been utilized. Too many schemes have been today, that also leads to confusion for the exercise, and it doesn't really serve purpose actually. So many schemes, you go to the schemes of the government today, MSME schemes, and so many schemes have been announced. Good, if there's all implemented in letter and spirit, it's a great thing, I will say it's a great thing. But if you have not done that, if you have not done the proper utilization of them, I don't think it is going to serve the purpose. So the last point which today the MSMEs are confused is too many fragmented financial institutions. Whether I go to a bank, whether I go to NBFC, whether I go to fintech companies, so many things are there actually. Each bank is having a different criteria actually. There is no common database. So they are also confused. Then they will see which is the easiest to get. Okay, let me go and borrow from a money lending company or a private lender. Like that they go and borrow because it's more easier to go and borrow from a money lender. This is the current situation. So then when you talk of then what is left for MSME in future actually? What is the future of MSMEs? So friends, MSME sector will have to undergo massive transformation. It is required actually. You may like it or not, but there is a need for MSMEs to do a transformations. So what is the transformation? Digitization. Today, without digitization, you cannot survive. We go to the market. Now, suppose I go to a vegetable market. I will say, suppose I ask for a vegetable there, and suppose somebody has got a UPI or a Google Pay, I will go and prefer it because I don't carry cash nowadays. After this invention of this UPI, we don't carry much cash. So I go, you don't have UPI, we'll ask UPI. Then I'll go to somebody else. So the digitization is very important actually. Our MSMEs have to get into digitization. Secondly, the competition is not today regional. We must understand this. Today we are having global competition. So MSMEs earlier restricted to region-centric and all. Now those things have gone. You have to, even probably the MSME have to compete with a company in China also actually. So global integration has happened. You have to, so the MSME have to really get themselves, ready for this global competition. Secondly, technology adoption. Generally, we'll see MSMEs have not gone that tech high because all this requires money. It's very easy to say, okay, why don't you adopt technology? No, friends. This requires funding. This requires money. This requires knowledge. When you have technology, you need people to run it also. Whether MSMEs can afford all these things is still a question. So then what happens? And then what will drive the growth of MSME? Like I said, one of the things, again I'll repeat this, is the digital information. Digital payment systems, cloud computing. Somebody is going to speak on technology, probably they'll be able to give it. All things are required even for MSMEs today. We thought all these things only for big companies, and no, friends. Even the smaller companies will have to adopt the technology. That is very important for them to succeed or to sustain in the business. Secondly, e-commerce initiatives today. See, you have seen many e-commerce companies have come, and today MSME can access. I am producing a product in Cochin. I can tie up with the Swiggy, or I can tie up with the Amazon. I can tie up with the Flipkart, and my product can be made available. So MSMEs will certainly have to look at e-commerce now, because the e-commerce trade is flourishing now. Many of the companies you see, many of the people today, I'm in a frozen food business actually. I work for a frozen food company where people used to go to supermarket, they buy frozen food, like they go to Lulu, they buy frozen green peas or some frozen samosas. Then you do the other shopping, then you go for lunch somewhere and then come home. When you come home, the frozen food have thawed. The concept of frozen food, it has to be kept always frozen conditions. But we don't have that facility. But now we have tied up with the Swiggy and Blinkit actually. You order green peas on Blinkit, 10 minutes you will deliver it to you. You are getting the frozen green peas in a fresh condition. So that is what is required. So all our MSMEs will have to now look at market access through e-commerce. Then secondly, like I said, formalization. Udyam portal has come now. You must register under Udyam portal. Because if you go to the bank today or any financial institution, first thing they'll ask, are you registered with Udyam? They'll say, are you registered with Udyam? Do you have a Udyam registration? So you will have to do a registration with Udyam. You will have to probably get the GST certificate. Probably if you say, I don't have GST registration, some companies may not buy from you. Of course, there's a problem. Once you have a GST, you may have to file the return. Your data is available in the public domain. All these things may happen. But to grow and sustain, you will have to have all this formal registration. And of course, the budgetary support is always there. The government of India has been announcing a lot of schemes and budgetary supports. Of course, I don't know how really it has been utilized or what impact those schemes have made on the MSMEs. I hope they have done really impacted them. And a lot of support we see from MSME sectors. At the highest level, the Prime Minister level, we see Prime Minister talking of MSME, the Minister, industry ministers, all is talking of MSME. There is a trust. There is no doubt there is a trust on MSMEs. So government supports are definitely is there for this business. The one more thing is, like I said, the future of MSME will not be local enterprise. It will increasingly become a global participant through e-commerce platform, digital payments, and improved logistics infrastructure. Even small business can now access the global market. Friends, one or two things which I want to say before I wind up my talk is one of the most important things, what is really lacking in MSME today. We saw, I did a little bit of study because I was the speaker at the National Convention of Company Secretaries in November. And there I did some research for MSMEs. And what I find is the innovation. I think future of MSME will innovation. Innovation can be product innovation or process innovation. If you don't innovate and if you still stick to the old style of your functioning, old thing, you cannot survive. There's a limited scope for success. So one thing is important, innovation should be one of the key areas for MSMEs to sustain. Next one, related to innovation, is the automation. Today we are all dependent on labor-centric industries because we were all told earlier days that MSME creates employment. MSME should create employment. So, but employment is okay, you will create employment, but you will not be competitive today. Like my food processing factory, we have 1,200 laborers working in a shift. 1,200 people working. Imagine how you can manage 1,200 workforce. Now, but what used to happen? We used to see every month production is there, but we are losing money. What is the reason? Productivity is not there. You can have any number of labor, but productivity will get hampered if you have more labor-oriented industry. That is why we are not today competitive. Automation is a must. Certain processes need to be automated, and MSME will have to spend, they have to spend some money on automation. Then, like I said, important thing, probably this is applicable to only big companies. We are talking environment and sustainability. I still remember 1995, almost 31 years back, a US company, Walmart, approached us, and they wanted to buy product from us. 1995, I'm talking 31 years. And when they came to us and when we said we can give you all these products, they said, can you please tell me what efforts you have made to conserve your sea resources? We were shocked. What is he asking? What efforts your company has made to conserve the natural sea resources? You are taking fish, because one of our products is seafood processing. We are taking fish from the sea, and he is asking us what efforts you have made to replenish the sea ocean. We were shocked. What question he is asking? We said, sir, sea belongs to government of India, not to us. Even then he said, you are the beneficiary of the natural resources. You are using the sea, and how do I sign a contract with you for 10 years if you can't convince me that you don't have in place a system to replenish the natural resources? We were really surprised. See the thinking 31 years back. He is asking how you are protecting your sea. And today, you go to Walmart, Cisco, any US companies and all that, first you have to present them your sustainability plan. How you are going to sustain the business. Are you damaging the environment? Are you using the child labor? Are you taxing the people? All these things, what they call as social audits. These are all become very, very important nowadays. We had a case in Bangalore where we made workers to do, it was on a holiday. It was on a holiday. So some workers wanted, particular community workers wanted holiday. So the other people were made to work an extra shift. And they verified this register of our muster roll and said, you have only paid double salary, you have to pay triple salary, they said. Under some law, I don't know which is that. Long back, a social audit was done. And they said, no, sir, you have done a violation. 6 months we cannot buy from you because you are not paid triple wages. You have paid only double wages, making them do one more shift. You have paid no double wages, but you should have paid them triple wages because that was a government public holiday or something like that. These kind of things are today monitoring. So unless we have in place a sustainability plan and care for environment is a must actually, I'm telling you. Fortunately, Kerala, I think we know, our people know, we can't violate that. We are lucky in that way actually. Today we can't do any shortcuts with our nature actually. You saw the 3 parliaments being demolished by the order of the Supreme Court. Similar, many such incidents have happened. So environment protection. So I cannot destroy and make business. Nobody will buy from you. So this is one thing we should keep in mind. And most important thing for our MSME friends is that financial literacy. Historically, it was all father, son, uncle. Those were the businesses. Now, of course, many have become bigger, quite large. It has become professionalized. But even then, I think the financial literacy we should do. Maybe in the cities and urban cities and metros, we may not have this problem. But if you go to rural areas, because rural areas also has a lot of industries. So they may not have the financial literacy actually. They will not know why the books of accounts has been kept in a particular way, why I need to keep these records. They may not know all those things. We need to educate them. And along with that, I think what today probably little bit is happening is the simplification of our tax compliances. Today, they sometimes find it too much of, I'm spending too much of money with my tax people, compliances and all those things. Probably MSMEs, if they can provide us some kind of, actually, I don't say, you should be too lenient and so allow them to do anything. No, I'm not saying that. But at the same time, give them some kind of a tax leniency for small enterprises, filing and all that. Of course, in Companies Act, it is happening now. They have brought a classification of smaller companies and some exemptions are given. Otherwise, the cost of compliance was becoming too much actually. So that was one of the things which was hampering MSMEs, and then they'll always try to violate and get into the problem. Yes, friends, coming to my closure of my talk, the coming decades will offer a tremendous opportunity for India's MSME sector. As the global supply chains diversify, India emerges as a preferred manufacturing investment destinations. I think we all should be proud because many of the countries are moving their manufacturing base to India. People don't trust China. Let me tell you, friends, many of the foreign countries, they don't trust China because China, everything is run by the government actually. Of course, they have beautiful infrastructure, the things are done on time, they are far, far ahead of India. But many of the manufacturing activities, globally, companies across the world are looking at India actually. So there is an opportunity for India. We should provide a conducive atmosphere actually. We should give them a platform where they feel, okay, if I invest money, my money is safe. That is the government will have to provide that. Certainly, I think the future of manufacturing sector is going to be India because we have enough manpower. All of the European countries are today suffering with lack of manpower. There are no people there to work. There is no consumption happening. But India, we have the demographic advantage of a big population, with the population educated, 30 young population. Our population is very, very young. So India has got enough labor for any kind of industry. So certainly India is going to be the manufacturing hub. And industry association like Chamber of Commerce, like I was the president of the Cochin Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So financial institutions, academic institutions and government agencies must work together to create an ecosystem that nurtures innovation, supports entrepreneurship and enables sustainable growth. When banks, investors, regulators, fintech innovators and professionals come together, they create more than the financial linkage. They create a circle of trust. This shared support system gives entrepreneurs a courage to dream bigger, take risk, and turn vision into reality. With such collaboration, we can accelerate exports, open new opportunities, boost employment, and firmly place India on the global stage as a leader in innovation and resilience. The story of India's development cannot be written without success of MSMEs. Every small enterprise that grows, every entrepreneur who creates jobs, and every innovation that reaches the market strengthens the nation's economic future. Let us remember, MSMEs are not just business entities. They are lifeblood of India's economic journey. Their true impact cannot be captured only in numbers or in balance sheets. It is reflected in the jobs they create, the innovation they bring to life, and the communities they lift up every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, a strong financial system is not just about providing capital, it is about building confidence, nurturing ideas, and making sure that no enterprise, whether sitting in a metro city or a small town, is left out of the growth story. Ultimately, the vision is simple yet powerful. An inclusive, progressive, and sustainable Bharat, where MSMEs are not just participants, but they are very foundation of growth, strength, and prosperity for generations to come. Let us continue to support, empower, and celebrate MSME for not only they are not only the engines of economic growth, but also the architects of India's future prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for your patient hearing. It was a great honor for me to address you here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
In an industry,
Yeah.
when the workforce,
Yes.
the workers are so big in number,
Yeah.
say about 1,500 or more, what is the process of managing it? Is it by appointing more number of supervisors or something?
Yeah, what we do in a food processing is, when you need large number of workers, we have contractors. Contracts, basically, when I say laborers, it's a contract laborers, but contract laborers are given all the benefits, except that they are not on the rolls of the company. So since it is 1,500 workers I need, it is impossible for a company to manage them. So what industry normally does is, we give a contract and say X, A, B, C, D, 5 contractors are there. So we tell them, each one you bring 200, 250 workers. And it is your responsibility to manage these workers. And those contractors have proper registration. They have a Contract Labor Act is there, their Migration Act is there, minimum wages. All these things we ensure that it is complied with. But handling of the workers, their attendance, all those things by the contractor actually. We provide them in our office. There's a place for contractors. There's a room we have given them. We have given them laptop. We have given them so they know who is coming, who is. Their attendance is marked digitally. They have a with a thumb impression they mark the attendance. Everything is done by us, but it's a contract labor. So everything is routed to the contractor. Otherwise, for the industry, it is impossible to manage 1,500 workers on each day actually. Through contractor, we do that. The administrator is done to the contractors. All payments, everything is made by us. That's how we manage.
Namaskar, Sir Nanke. Jai Hind. My name is Shivnarayan Rao. I'm a GEM consultant.
Okay.
And I'm part of Bridge Bharat Council, which is a Section 8 company, not-for-profit organization.
Okay.
We handhold several MSMEs and supporting for delivery, e-bidding and all for so various sector. Like defense itself has 7.85 lakh crores of budget.
Okay.
And the common fear, the first fear is whether I'll get the payment. So for that, I want to add whatever you have been sharing here. There is a platform called TREADS.
Yes.
So it's very important because the main cause of not dealing with any government organization for any MSME is the delay for payment, the fear of delay of payment. So I can say that it is very easy within 48 hours of your having dispatched and received by any buyer. And TREADS is nothing but trade receivable e-discounting system. So I need to just add this, and any help with regarding to registration and all, we are here to do. I'm an ex-Air Force, and this is founded by Wing Commander Jai Kumar. We were together, and we have been supporting many industries. We have been conducting and almost 10 to 12 educational institutions like Amrita and Tanjavur Periyar Meniyamai University, and so many institutions are part of our organization, having signed MOU, and we are conducting so many events like that. And thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
So this is a one good product actually, TREADS, what he said. Suppose I am a food processing, I buy some, suppose I buy some seafood from a buyer. For me to process, I have to clean this, process this, export this, and to realize money, I may take 3 months. But under this TREADS platform, the moment he supplies the goods to us, I will accept that bill. Under this platform, the buyer will get paid immediately actually. And on the 60th day or something, company will have to pay this platform or the fintech company. So what happens in the process is the supplier gets the credit immediately. The moment he supplied goods to me, my quality people say, yeah, this is perfect, or if a discrepancy, they'll show the discrepancy and say, we are accepting this bill, acceptance is given, and under thread platform, the MSME, this only, I think it's only for MSMEs only. No, threads can be used by only MSME, no? Only MSME. So if he's an MSME registered supplier, he gets paid actually. This has really made our life easy. And secondly, for the companies actually, this is an off-balance sheet item. This will not come in our balance sheet actually. So our banks will not have any objection because he is getting paid, the supplier is getting paid from a fintech company. So it's a good product, and I think good point you brought out actually. That's a good one actually. It's a labor is a central legislation, no? Applicable, yeah, it's a central legislation, but again, the rules have been very, very recently, I think, I heard they have framed the rules, but we have to see how, the implementation will have to be state government actually, because labor department is central government, but the law is a central law actually. Recently they notified something, but I have not read it. Recently they said something, but it has not either, yeah, yet to come, yeah. I have not done the study on that. Yeah, good, correct. It's an amnesty scheme. Yeah, amnesty. Yeah, correct.
Sir, one more question, sir. Sir, you spoke about innovation.
Yeah.
A new concept has come recently, that is GCC, Global Capability Centers.
Yes.
How it is going to, will it be beneficial for the SMEs if we go for GCC?
No, we'll have to see how. We have not really felt the impact of that actually. We need to wait and see. And I'm really not sure. I have not really gone through the intricacies of that actually. So I may not be able to comment, but we have to wait and see. That's what I can say. I have not really done.
Sir, is there any single point reference for those who want to start from scratch for getting information on registrations required, compliances, schemes, etc.?
No. The best officer department of small MSE, each district has a district industry officer actually. Actually, the gentleman who spoke, probably he'll be able to help you. Okay. Yeah, see, he's the person actually. He can tell you where you can go actually if you want to. Yes.
Hello. So the question which he has raised is like anything funding for innovation.
Single place.
So IDEX, if you Google, there are IDEX 1, 2, 3, 4, now it's a 6th version, and any innovator, be it a students also, they can be given a grant up to 1.5 crores for prototype. And further, like in government e-marketplace, which is the second largest portal in e-procurement for government, after Singapore, 20 lakhs crores. Can you imagine the opportunity in that? And in defense, IDEX, any solution, if you can participate in the IDEX challenges, where even a student can be given 1.5 crore grant for solving the issues. Now, I was working in anti-aircraft missile system, and now it has been opened with the Make in India, where we can produce, MSMEs can give them the support for making spares. And for that, solving, like MSME will be given several grants, and the committee will decide whether that is solvable, and they will support you.
Each district has got a district industry center. You collectorate, you go, there's DIC, there's an officer is there, the industry officer is there. They are very friendly now. Actually, we see at least the officials, they are very friendly, they want more industries to come. They will give every information today, but it is not that complicated. You can go online and do it also. Actually.
Yeah, I'll add one more thing. Those who are from the agricultural sector, there is a very good platform which is already live and live in Kerala too. Like all the e-mandis, the markets are being connected. It is called e-NAM, e-National Agricultural Market, where the farmer is getting benefited. If you have a farmer ID or, buyer, seller, anybody can register. It is a simple registration. Any government organization, any registration starts with Aadhaar authentication, the basic like GST, and even if you don't have GST, that is also allowed in e-NAM portals. And whole India, all the markets have been connected, and from here you can easily buy potatoes from a Maharashtra farmer directly without any intermediate, and it is safe because it's a government authenticated this thing. And all the e-Sahai, GEM, there is one app in this thing. If you just get an order, 80% of the thing will be financed by NBFCs, SBA, Kotak banks and all within 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 10 lakh. That is this thing they do. And I have practically, it is not theory, I have been taking, this is the 7th year, out of 9 years, 7 years I have been doing this, this thing, and I have availed a loan without going to a bank.
One last thing probably I missed out in my speech is probably my further speakers will probably touch on that point. MSME is going for the public market, how many MSMEs can really have access to the market. There's an opportunity, there's a platform under BSc, NSE where even the MSMEs can go for raising funds and all those things. Probably Sanket will touch on that. So he will probably highlight on that actually. So that is one opportunity is there MSME for fundraising. I think they are getting ready for arrival of the governor. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting and talking to you, and a great honor to be here. Thank you once again.
Tawali eka instruction am kadim chasa. So 11 o'clock ata amgele honorable governor anga pamta. So tajamur tanjano ammi sagadane phone either switch off or on airplane mode or on DND. Vibration subana. Magidi eka kaidi maladi. When the honorable governor comes, we should stand up, and I request konana apaduja wo ullum chaja wo sila temte kurubana. Amga thanga tugun malla neka special order thing. Tenjano magidi governor anem chevaledi uttan rabuga, and we should be silent. Tesagastane emja anta kartene. Magidi, the other important thing is we have 6 chairs arranged in the front. Tavali amgele governor officials ambage matranda yen chairs. So anyone who is not a governor official sitting here will be made to sit in the back. So kindly adjust yourself.
And please do not take any pictures from your mobile camera.
Yes. Sagadane ka besuga. The honorable governor is here. So
Sumita जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
A warm good morning to the Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendra Arlekar, to the member of the dais and all those who are seated here.
Every event begins with a moment of prayer and reflection, and we need the blessings of the Almighty. So I now invite Shri Manish Kamath, renowned Sopana Sangeetam singer and General Council member of Saraswat Chambers, Kerala, for the invocation of divine energy onto the stage.
अरुण दिवाकरन् उदयं चेदु अरुण दिवाकरन् उदयं चेदु सुरमुनिचारण ओके उणर्नु पलतरं नादमीदुलगिल मुഴങ്ങി गिरिजा भगवती उणरुक सततम् अरुण दिवाकरन्
Thank you, Shri Vinish Kamath, for invoking the positivity. I now invite Shri Siddharth Sinkar, Chartered Accountant and the Founder Director of Saraswat Chamber, to deliver the welcome speech.
Good morning, everybody. Respected Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arlekar sir, Surendranath, other two stalwarts from our community in Kerala, Mr. Rajesh Shri and Mr. Prabhu, and all my community friends. I, on behalf of Saraswat Chamber, Siddharth Sinkar, welcome you for this MSME Day celebration conference here at Kochi, Kerala. Saraswat Chamber, I'll speak 2 minutes about Saraswat Chamber before coming to the topic of MSMEs. Saraswat, for those who are come for the event for the first time, the Saraswat Chamber is a non-profit organization which has been formed in 2019 to promote entrepreneurship amongst the community members. Our community is spread across India and now across globe. That's why our name is Global Chamber of Saraswat Entrepreneurs. And we connect to each other, and whenever we connect, we discuss business or commerce-based opportunities. Generally, back in Mumbai, where I belong, we always, whenever we have a family gatherings, we always discuss about our food habits or religious things. But we never discussed as to what support you need in your business or in your job. This is the prime motto of formation of this Saraswat Chamber. And with this chamber, presently we have more than 1,000+ members across the globe. And this has given connectivity to the people to think beyond their local territories and connect to the people globally. Now, because of the mobile, internet, everybody is connected. But then, are we able to connect? So when I'm trying to connect to somebody who is in Mumbai or somebody is even in London, then why a person should connect to me? So for that, the main reason of creation of this Saraswat Chamber that we are community brothers and sisters, and that is where the connect always supports us. So we have many success stories where people have connected other community brothers across the region and they have grown substantially big. I don't want to list down those who can come to us, we can tell us as to how. But friends, please remember that today is the age of networking. Whether we are MSMEs, whether we are micro, small, medium, large, everybody needs connect. Just now, our Kamath sir said that even those Walmart guys, they had come to India in 1996 to explore business opportunities with his company. So that means that the connect and networking has to be our everyday job. It's not a one-time job. And technology is a supporter or an enabler. Along with the technology, what we have created is our community support system. And this we have created again using the technology. It's not that today everybody can meet each other in physical form, but virtually we can meet each other anytime. Even in cities like Mumbai, when I want to meet a person who is just 5 kilometers away from where my office is, I would prefer a virtual meeting if that can be possible. Because just a 5-minute distance can be 1 hour distance also in the cities like Mumbai. Now coming to the MSME topic, we are fortunate that today Governor sir is here to bless us and he will guide us, and we are certainly looking forward to your guidance, sir. On a welcome note, I would like to mention here, being a chartered accountant profession last 25 years, I have seen so many businesses getting formed and getting wind up also as well. People have great ideas, but then they run behind the ideas. Generally, what we have seen is people run around the marketing trends which are going on. But then, do we actually look at the sustainability? Because sustainability, as just Kamath sir delivered in his mention, is one of the biggest things that today I can see some opportunity and I can make some small money in a short run. That should not be driving force behind me. Again, I have to see whether I'm able to use the technology. Even if I'm in the finance business, a traditional finance business will not go very long. It has to be coupled with fintech. Now even hospitals are also projecting themselves as the medtech. So what is common is everybody has to look at the technology. Even on a startup, we have this event at Kerala Startup Mission. So anybody who starts his own business, he thinks that he is a startup. But then we have to think that whether it is a scalable startup. And today, in this age where there is a technology, internet, please keep in mind that now capital is chasing the idea. If your idea is chasing the capital, then that is certainly not a good idea. Because if you have a great idea, it is a scalable idea, people will be after you. on a MSME level, the government of India and even the state governments have so many schemes, and we'll have able speakers to speak in the coming time. But the purpose of holding these kind of events is we have to network with each other is the first thing. Second, understand what are the current schemes or benefits which have to be taken, which are there, announced by the government. And third thing is to keep us imbibing in us that we have to use the technology, we have to use the modern techniques, and where we can get carried away, where we should not, is something which we will listen from Honorable Governor as well as the other speakers. So with this short introduction, I would like to thank you once again for coming, and I welcome you all, and we look forward to having a great session from now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shri Siddharth Sinkar, for your welcome speech. I now invite Shri TMV Rajesh Shanai, Managing Director of TMV Aromatics Private Limited, for the felicitation address.
Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar ji, Shri Siddharth Sinkar, Founder Director of Saraswat Chamber, other dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar. It is a great honor and privilege for me to be present at this distinguished function today. At the outset, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Saraswat Pancharatna Award winners, Sri Sachin Shanai, GDS Perfumery Private Limited, Sri Ramesh Prabhu, Whitson Steel Private Limited, Sri Sujit Kamath, Jayalakshmi Silks Private Limited, Sri Krishnanand Kamath, Kamath Electricals Private Limited, Srimati Manju Wadyar, Reshoram Builders Private Limited. I congratulate all the award winners on their outstanding achievement in their respective fields. Their success is the result of years of hard work, dedication, honesty, and commitment. They truly deserve this honor. I also sincerely commend the Saraswat Chamber for recognizing and encouraging excellence in business and industry. Such recognition not only honors the awardees, but also inspires the younger generation to aim high, work hard, and contribute to society. It is indeed a matter of pride that these distinguished personalities are receiving the prestigious Saraswat Pancharatna Award from the Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar ji. This makes the occasion even more memorable and special. Friends, the Saraswat community has long been known for its values, discipline, education, and commitment to excellence across India and around the world. Saraswats have made valuable contributions in business, industry, education, healthcare, banking, technology, and many other sectors. We take pride in this rich legacy, and it is our collective responsibility to inspire the next generation to carry it forward. Today's award winners have shown that with determination, effort, and hard work, success is always within reach. Their journey will surely encourage many young people to pursue their goals with confidence and dedication. I am confident that in the years ahead, many more Saraswat business people and professionals will receive remarkable success. I also hope that next year, the Saraswat Chambers will be in a position to present not only Pancharatna Award, but perhaps even the Navaratna Awards, as more and more Saraswat individuals bring honor to our community through their achievements. Once again, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all awardee winners. I wish them good health, happiness, continuous success in all their endeavors. Namaskar, and thank you very much for giving me opportunity to part of this wonderful celebration. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Thank you, Shri Rajesh Shanai, for your insightful words. I now invite Shri Manohar Prabhu of Golds and Paints to the stage to deliver his speech.
Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendra Arlekar, distinguished guests, industry leaders, entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege and honor to address the August gathering in the presence of Honorable Governor. Kerala today stands at an exciting phase of industrial and entrepreneurial growth. With its highly educated workforce, strong infrastructure, and progressive policies, our state is steadily emerging as a vibrant destination for industry, innovation, and investment. Recent initiatives have led to the establishment of hundreds and thousands of new enterprises, creating substantial employment opportunities and strengthening the MSME sector across Kerala. On this occasion, I would also like to acknowledge the remarkable contribution of Konkani-speaking community to the Kerala's economic growth. Though small in number, our community has played a significant role in trade, manufacturing, finance, hospitality, healthcare, and various entrepreneurial ventures. Generations of Konkani entrepreneurs have upheld values of integrity and hard work, innovation, social responsibility, contributing immensely to the prosperity of Kerala. The entrepreneurial spirit of Konkani community has not only created successful business, but also generated employment and supported numerous charitable, educational, and social initiatives. We remain committed to partnering with the government and all stakeholders in building a stronger, more prosperous, inclusive Kerala. We look towards the future. We envision the Saraswat Chamber of Kerala emerging as a dynamic platform that identifies, nurtures, and empowers the next generation of Konkani entrepreneurs. We aspire to bring a strong network where experienced business leaders mentor young innovators, where new enterprises are encouraged, and where collaboration lead to greater economic opportunities. We hope the Saraswat Chamber will serve as a bridge between industry, government, and aspiring entrepreneurs, inspiring our youth to create business, generate employment, and contribute meaningfully to the continued growth and development of Kerala. I want to conclude by talking in Konkani. Amgel Konkani loka tangel mool malal goyanta ata Indianta sil sakkadi field anto business javo te politics javo sakkanto key person javo amchigileka alu natilna tul tangel sakkadi next generation ak motivate kuruka amgele eka charm platform at Saraswat chamber mona ilele sa 2019 ante form delle am mast interaction tan jaun kalla tole amgel next generation ak ek chang water takunu divchak tangele ka contribution आव ये करता अभिनंदित करता आणि आजी आमका एक गायडन्स दिवचा काही एक एनकरेज केलेला काही ऑनरेबल गव्हर्नर हांगा येवन बसला आता जाकुशी आमकां विंगड कांय ना तेवढे आमगेले कोंकणी होल वर्ल्डांतूची एक नेक्स्ट जनरेशनाक एक लेवलार हाडूंक सारस्वत चेंबर हाका एक पावो म्हणून हांव मागून घेता आणि आजी पंचरत्न अवॉर्ड मेळ्ळेले सगळ्यांकय कंग्रॅच्युलेट करून मिगेल उत्तर रबयता. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Shri Manohar Prabhu, for your precious words. Let's now get into the main ceremony of today, the inauguration of today's program, Saraswat Chamber of Kerala MSME Day Event 2026. I invite the Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendra Arlekar, and all the members of the dais to please come forward to light the lamp and officially inaugurate the Saraswat Chamber MSME Day Celebrations 2026. The founder director of Saraswat Chamber, Shri Siddharth Sinkar, and the program coordinator of the event, Shri Surendranath Kamatji, to come forward and respectfully honor the chief guest of today, the Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar.
It's now time to recognize and celebrate 5 dynamic entrepreneurs from our community, the Pancharatnas. I request our Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar, to present the awards. I invite Srimati Manju Vadya to the stage. Manju is a second-generation entrepreneur and the director of Yashoram Builders, a trusted construction company that has a legacy of more than 50 years. They've constructed residential buildings and have also contributed to renovations of numerous temples over past years.
Thank you, Srimati Manju. Next, I invite Shri Sachin P. Shenoy from GDS Perfumery Private Limited, who are one of the popular manufacturers of agarbatti brands like Triveni 3-in-1, Upasana, Maveli 3-in-1, and many more across the nation.
Next, I invite Shri Ramesh Prabhu, founder of Whitson Steel Corp. Private Limited, which has been an active steel distribution network, mainly dealing with the products of the growing steel company JSW Steel, and is a proud recipient of the Best Distributor of Steel in the country constantly by JSW Steel.
Thank you, Shri Ramesh. Next, I invite Shri Krishnanand Kamath from Kamath Electricals Private Limited to the stage. Kamath Electricals is a trusted name in the electrical and renewable energy business. And they are the first GSB-headed company to be empaneled under PM Surya Ghar Yojana, multi-state ministry of new and renewable energy.
I now invite Shri TMV Rajesh Shenoy for receiving the Award of Honor from the Honorable Governor of Kerala.
Thank you, Shri Rajesh. I now invite Shri Manohar Prabhu to receive the Award of Honor from the Honorable Governor of Kerala.
It's time now to honor the main speakers of today. Firstly, I welcome Shri S.P. Kamath to the stage as the Executive Director, Amalgam Group of Companies.
Next, I invite CA Shri Sanket Naik, who is a MSME funding expert, onto the stage. He has completed 13 years as chartered accountant specializing in fundraising services and is also the author of finance ebook, A Minute to Fin-It.
Next, I invite Srimati Manjula, Professor, PES University, Bangalore, an accomplished academician, researcher, and mentor in the field of artificial intelligence and machine learning.
It's now time for the chief address of the day. I respectfully invite the Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar ji, for addressing the crowd and enlightening us with your words.
Namaskar. I am little bit confused in which language should I speak. Konkani, English, Marathi, or Hindi. After all, language is a mean of communication, understanding each other. आयच्या दिसा आमी हांगासर MSME डे सेलिब्रेट करपा खातीर एकठांय आयल्यात. आनी आयच्या ह्या दिसा टू सेलिब्रेट द MSME डे थ्रू आउट द कंट्री एंड द वर्ल्ड. It is being celebrated, and I'm very happy that Saraswat Chamber has taken the initiative to celebrate this, particularly in Kerala. I have never heard of it in Kerala. Somebody celebrates MSME Day. पण आज म्हाका खूब खोशी भोगता, आनंद जाता की you have done this, and I congratulate MSME Saraswat Chamber for this particular event. Maka anekhi आनंद जाता. I am sharing the dais with Shri Siddharth Sinkar, who is founder director of this particular Saraswat Chamber. Shri Rajesh Shenoy, who is MD of TMV Aromatics Private Limited. Shri Manohar Prabhu, Goldson Paints. Shri Surendranath Kamath, who is a program director. All other dignitaries sitting here. माझ्या मोगाळ मित्रांनो, सहोदरी सहोदरन मारे नमस्कारम. मल्याळम उलोवपाचो प्रयत्न केलो हांवें, कित्याक आज ती म्हजी भाशा आसा. हांव केरलाचो गव्हर्नर आसा म्हणटकच मल्याळम म्हजी भाशा आसा. खंयचीय भाशा हांवें म्हटलें तशें इट इज जस्ट अ मिन्स ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन टू अंडरस्टँड ईच अदर. पूण बऱ्याचदा आमचे भाशेन आमी उलोवपाक लागले की यू अंडरस्टँड द अदर पर्सन बेटर. आनी म्हणून हांव तुमचे कडेन उलोवपाचो प्रयत्न करतां. तुमच्या पैकी बरेच जाणांक खबरय आसतलें की कित्याक आमी प्रयत्न करपाक जाय आमचे भाशेन उलोवपाक. 5 मिनटां हाजे खातीर घेता. हांव गोंयचो विधानसभेचो सभापती आशिल्लो, अध्यक्ष, स्पीकर ऑफ गोवा लेजिस्लेटीव असेंब्ली. आनी आमगेले सगळे बिजनेस तातूंतले असेंब्लींतल्यो बिजनेस वॉज बीइंग कंडक्टेड इन इंग्लीश. आनी तें सगळें कामकाज इंग्लिशीन चलतालें. हांव जेन्ना स्पीकर जालो त्या वेळार म्हज्या लक्षांत आयलें की विधानसभा कोणा खातीर आसा? लोकां खातीर आसा. आनी आमचे गोंयचे लोक उलयतात ते इंग्लीश न्हय, ते कोंकणी उलयतात. आमचे विधानसभेचें कामकाज कोंकणींतल्यान कित्याक जावं नये? सो वी स्टार्टेड दॅट. आनी पयले फावट आमच्या गोंयचे विधानसभेचें कामकाज हें कोंकणींतल्यान आमी सुरू केलें. कारण कितें की लोकांकय कळपाक जाय, सामान्य लोक आसता तांकांय कळपाक जाय की विधानसभेन आमी निवडून दिल्ले प्रतिनिधी कितें करतात. एवरीबडी शूड अंडरस्टँड इट, शूड नो दॅट. आनी म्हणटकच पूण आमच्या गोंयानय जशे सगळी कडेन लोक आसतात तशे कांय काडयो घालपी लोक आसतातच. थंयचें एक वेल नोन इंग्लीश डेली जें आशिल्लें ताज्या रिपोर्टरान म्हाका एक प्रश्न केलो आनी म्हाका म्हणपाक लागलो तो की यू हॅव स्टार्टेड, म्हाका इंग्लिशींतल्यान विचारलें ताणें, यू हॅव स्टार्टेड द इंग्लीश started Konkani in the Vidhan Sabha because you don't understand English properly and can't speak properly. That's what he said. I said, maybe, and I am not ashamed of it. If I can't speak English properly, few sentences English properly in a proper way, and I am not ashamed of it because it is not my language. It is a foreign language. बट हांव जर कोंकणींतल्यान 4 वाक्यां उलोवपाक शकलो ना, आय एम रियली अशेम्ड ऑफ इट, बिकॉज इट इज माय लँग्वेज. आनी म्हजे भाशेंतल्यान जर म्हाका उलोवपाक जमना जाल्यार म्हाका लज ती. इंग्लिशींतल्यान जमना जाल्यार ओके, ती भायली भाशा आसा ती, इट इज अ फॉरेन लँग्वेज. आय मे मेक मिस्टेक्स मेनी अ टायम्स. And I don't feel ashamed of it. Okay, I should understand it in a better way. I take it. म्हणून भाशा जी आसा ही आमची भाशा, ही आमच्या भाशेंतल्यानच आसपाक जाय, उलोवपाक जाय, कम्युनिकेशन आसपाक जाय. अनेक जाण म्हाजे हांगासर मित्र आसात, हांवें खूब चेहरे पळयल्ले आसात. हांवें कोचींतल्या कार्यक्रमाक थंय कोंकणींतल्यानच हांवें भाशण केल्लें आसा. आनी त्याय वेळार सांगलां की वेन एवर यू पीपल मीट, you should communicate in Konkani only. आमी खूब फाटी कितें करता ते आमी कोणी मेळ्ळे की इंग्लीश आमी बरी उलयता म्हणटा की इंग्लिशींतल्यानूय उलयतात. उलयात इंग्लीश. मस्ट अंडरस्टँड, मस्ट स्पीक, मस्ट कम्युनिकेट, बट डोंट फॉरगेट युअर लँग्वेज, माय लँग्वेज. दॅट इज द रिजन टुडे वी आर सेलिब्रेटिंग MSME डे. MSME बद्दल हांवें सांगपाची गरज ना. ऑल दोज पीपल हू आर सिटींग हियर अँड ऑल दोज पीपल हू आर सिटींग हियर, ऑल ऑफ यू आर in a way connected to some or other business. I am no way connected to this. So I am an odd man on this, in all this function. आयच्या दिसा भितर तुमचे खूब लेक्चर्स जातले, ताजेर तुमचें कम्युनिकेशन जातलें. Some inputs you will get. You will be also sharing your ideas, how to go ahead with all these things, how Saraswat Chamber can contribute towards the development of our community, not only to the community's development, but also to the nation's development, to the state's development. That all has to be discussed, decided. हे प्रश्न कित्या खातीर येतात हाचोय विचार आमी करपाक जाय. ह्या दृश्टीन आमकां खरेंच कितें ना कितें तरी विचार करपाची गरज आसता. कालच हांव ICCIच्या एका कार्यक्रमाक आशिल्लो कोची, एर्नाकुलमाकच. आनी त्या कार्यक्रमा भितर ICCIचे प्रेजिडेंट आशिल्ले, डायरेक्टर आशिल्ले, तांचे वायस प्रेजिडेंट, सेक्रेटरी बी सगळे आशिल्ले. इंडियन चेंबर ऑफ कॉमर्स अँड इंडस्ट्री. तर तांचे त्या कार्यक्रमा भितर अशेंच, इनफॅक्ट दे हॅड नॉट गिवन मी एनी टॉपीक ऑल्सो, बट स्टील आय वॉज टू टॉक विथ दॅम. हांगासर आत्तां उलयतना जशें सांगिल्लें की देर वील बी गायडन्स फ्रॉम माय पार्ट अशें बी सांगलें, पण इट इज नॉट सो. आय कॅनॉट गीव एनी गायडन्स. आय हॅव जस्ट कम हियर टू हॅव एन इंटरॅक्शन ऑर जस्ट हॅव अ चॅट विथ यू, so that I also understand what is MSME, what Saraswat Chamber does exactly from 2019 onwards. I have come here just to understand. I am trying to understand what you are. Our business activity has always to be in the interest of society. आम्ही सदांच business activity जी करतात ती activity, of course we are doing it to earn money, earn profit, nothing wrong in it. ते करपाकच जाय. आमच्याच शास्त्रांनी सांगिल्लें आसा की आमकां अर्थ जो आसा तो अर्थ म्हणजे पयशे, वी हॅव टू अर्न दॅट. आनी अर्थ आनी काम ह्यो दोनूय गोश्टी आमच्या शास्त्रांत भितर सांगिल्ल्यो आसात. आनी अर्थ, काम आनी ताच्या फुडें येता ते मोक्ष, ह्यो ज्यो गोश्टी आसात ह्यो जर मेळोवपाक जाय जाल्यार प्री कंडिशन इज you have to do all these things on the basis of dharma. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And dharma and moksha, hancha bhitar artha and काम has been kept in our shastras. It is not just कितीतरी खंयचो तरी शब्द याद जाली म्हणून तें बरयलें. It is not so. There is meticulous thinking behind that. Deep thinking behind that. Why dharma is in the beginning and moksha at the end. In between you do your artha and kama. That is what our shastras have told us. And all those things are necessary to be done in the life. हे सगळे मिळवपाकच जाय. धर्माच्या आधाराचेर, धर्माधिष्ठित, this is the word used there. And धर्माच्या आधाराचेरच आम्ही अर्थ म्हणजे पैसे कमायतले. There is nothing wrong, rather it is very much necessary to sustain a society, sustain a samaj, sustain the family. It is required. It is not discarded in our society or in our shastras. It is a necessity. And that is the reason dharma, artha, kama, and ultimately the moksha. And all we are doing some business, it is necessary. Business is what we have to do today. And that business has got inheritance within us. I am very happy, ज्या वेळार तुम्ही हांगासर म्हाका उलयतना सांगलें की नेक्स्ट जनरेशनान बिझनेसान वचचें हाजे खातीर प्रयत्न करपाक जाय, तांकां इनपुट्स दिवपाक जाय, तांकां गायडन्स दिवपाक जाय, म्हणून हो सगळो प्रयत्न आसा. It is not just all Saraswats have come together and will let us have our own community who are in business. It is not only that much limited. It has still wider range. It has got still wider thinking. And that thinking is that next generation should be guided because of our activities. That wider aim, wider aspirations are there. आणि म्हणून तें करपाची गरज आसा. आणि हें आज कित्याक करपाक जाय? From years together, we have been always taught here की आमी शिक्षण कित्याक घेवप? Why I become a graduate or postgraduate or even a professional degree? Why do I do that? कित्या खातीर हांवें करचें पडटा? हांवें समज विचारलें आज एखाद्या कॉलेजान वचपी और युनिवर्सिटीन वचपी एक भुरगो आसत, ताका if I ask him a question, what are you going to do next? And which I do purposely, because being the chancellor of all universities, I go to the convocations and other ceremonies in the universities, and there I meet the students. I ask them purposely, what are you going to do next? I ask them. They are at loss. They don't understand really what am I to do next. कितें सांगपाचें ताणें तें सांगता की I have passed my post-graduation or post-graduation, sometimes a PhD also I have done that. And after that, this is my certificate, and this certificate of my graduation or post-graduation has to be taken to some person and ask him, give me some job. Give me job. That's all. That is what we are asking for. Saraswat chamber has to think beyond this. We will not just create job seekers. We will be creating job givers. Job givers. That job seeking mentality is in our minds, in our today's youth, probably because of their parents also. Parents, हम तो बन चुके हैं सभी, and we feel that yes, my child should do something. What is the best thing and easiest way? After passing the degree, just get somewhere some job. एक नौकरी मिलनी, बस इतना ही काम है हमारा. That should not be a sufficient thinking. We have to come out of it. It is no doubt, it is not, the thinking is of our tradition or our culture. I will just refer to some issues, earlier issues. this particular thinking or thought process has been given to us or has been imparted in our minds by the very education system here. And that is education system is called as Macaulay's education system. There was one person who came here when the Britishers came here in this country. There was Lord Macaulay. He studied everything, how the education system was here. And you see, the education system, when he studied, it is recorded. They had a very good habit of recording everything. And he made a speech in the British Parliament at that time, in the House of Commons, in the House of Lords. He made that speech. And in that speech, he mentions that India's education system is the biggest and highest and foremost education system in the world. Our Oxford University, 10 Oxford universities cannot match the education system of a Gurukul in the village of India. That is his statement. And this statement is recorded in the House of Lords. But he doesn't stop there. He says this education system has to be changed. There were other aggressions and invaders in our country earlier also. Mughals also had come here. Mughals came here, Dutch came here, Portuguese came here, all the French people, they came here, Britishers came here. Why? They were not tourists here. They have not come here for a tourism, just to see how India is, and then we will go. They came here with some purpose. They wanted to destroy our culture, our thinking, our thought process, our tradition. That is what they wanted to. And if probably they wanted to destroy our geography also. To some extent they have succeeded also in partitioning our country. But they had come here not as tourists. They came here, they saw here. There was one basic difference between when the Mughals came here and the Britishers came here. British jenna हांगा आयले ते आणि Mughals. त्या मुगल्स आयले तांच्यांनी सोरटी सोमनाथाचें मंदिर कितले फावटी लुटलें बिकॉज दे हॅड सीन हांगाच्यान कितलेशेंच भांगर सोने व्हरपाक मेळटा गोल्ड. इंडिया वॉज अ गोल्डन कंट्री, येस, नो डावट. इंडिया वॉज कॉल्ड एज अ गोल्डन बर्ड, सोने की चिडिया. And so they came here, they looted here. Everybody who came here to this country, they had come as looters. They looted our country, they went away. But there was one basic difference between Mughals and other invaders and the Britishers, and even in Portuguese in Goa also. There was a basic difference. And that difference was, Britishers came here after establishing East India Company, and they saw that we will just not take away everything from here, but we will destroy the very mentality of the Indians here. And that is why they introduced their education system. I'm not talking much about the education system. But when the Britishers came here, mind you, the GDP of this country, what we are talking today every now and then about the GDP of this country or the economic contribution of this country towards the world was nearby 32% of the world economy, 32%. Today we are very much struggling for this, even to have 5%, 10%, whatever it is. When the Britishers came to this country, it was 32%. And when the Britishers left this country in the year 1947, another survey was done in the year 48, and that our contribution towards the world economy was just, we were struggling to get 2%. Just compare the 32% of our contribution towards world economy and 2% towards the world economy. Who was responsible for this? Britishers not only looted our wealth from here, they looted the mentality of ours also. They created through their education system that every person born in this country should not be a master but a slave. And that slavish mentality was created within us. And that is the reason why every child that was born here in this country was thinking that I should get a good job. I will not be a master. That mentality has to be changed now. That mentality has to be changed. Now from just asking for a job, instead of asking for a job, आमकां तातूंतल्यान भायर सरून, yes, I will be a job giver and not job seeker. I just remember one economist from India, he very rightly put before us the mentality of our youth. He said this about 20 years back or so, 20 years or so. What he said, Indian youth prefers guaranteed poverty to risky prosperity. What is guaranteed poverty? Doing a job is a guaranteed poverty. Even if I get 1 lakh rupees per month, I'm satisfied with that. And even if I work, instead of 8 hours, I work 12 hours there will be no change in my payment. But risky prosperity means I am an entrepreneur, I have my own enterprise, I have my own business, I own some manufacturing unit. If I work instead of 8 hours, 12 hours there, at the end of the month, I will be earning more than that. That is a risky prosperity. But our youth prefers guaranteed poverty. We all have to come out of it. We all will be doing something good to our economy of our country. So that is exactly what we need today. Coming out of this mentality is very much necessary. The education which was imparted in our hearts and minds by the educationists at that time, Britishers, now we have come out of it. We are trying to come out of it. The new education policy, it is called as National Education Policy 2020, has been formulated and is being implemented. That tells us, yes, our youth are to be, they should stand up on their own feet. They should not be beggars anymore. We cannot afford to be beggars. If we want to be something in this whole world, we have to be masters of ours. And we can. This has been proved every time. And this is, being industrious is not a new thing to us, to our culture, to our history or tradition. Just remember, all of you are well learned, well thinking, well thought processing people. You understand what Kautilya has said in his Arthashastra. Or even before that, go back to Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, I'm not speaking about Bhagavad Gita. Mahabharata, there are 2 parvas. Mahabharata also has 18 parvas. So one parva is called as Udyoga Parva. And there is one more parva called Shanti Parva in Mahabharata. If you go through that, you will understand how our people at that time also, and what way the Vyasa has told us how to become industrious in that Udyoga Parva. Many things have been told us, how to maintain a business, how to have your own enterprise. These things are not new to us. Thousands and thousands of years back, our thinkers, our seers, our munis and rishis have already told us. We have forgotten this. If anybody has some interest, just go through Udyog Parva of Mahabharata. We will understand what it was. Then other people are, of course, there are. Till recently also. What we have to do is, we have to be industrious. We have to prove ourselves again and again. Whatever is, it is not impossible for us on this earth. We will again looking at all those things which we were contributing 32% towards the world economy. Can we not do it again? Yes, we can. We have done it and we can do it. That is the confidence that we have. All such conclaves or seminars or get-togethers will be building the confidence more and more again and again within ourselves. That is the reason why we have come here together. MSMEs have its own establishment, its own standing in this country. In fact, every industry is like an MSME. How much we are contributing, I'm not going into statistics of it. 50% of his employment generated by MSMEs, or 35% of GDP is being contributed by MSMEs. I will not, you know it better than me. You know it better. But we must understand the thinking and the portion behind this, why we are going to do this, why we want this. Everything, every field is open to us. That confidence has to be within us. And now, the people who are here, not many, very few of you are like me who has got gray hairs. But all of you are so young, you have got that courage. You have got that thinking. Yes, I can do it. I can do it and I will do it. I will do it. We must show this to the world. The Prime Minister of India has kept before us, you know what is the vision he has kept before us. By the year 2047, when we will be completing 100 years of our independence, this country should be declared as a Vikasit Bharat. Vikasit Bharat. This is not the dream of the person who sits in Delhi like Narendra Modi ji there. And it is not only his dream, it is dream of yours, it is dream of mine. हम सबका ड्रीम है ये, मेरा ड्रीम है, आपका है, आमका सगळ्यांक दिसता yes, भारत विकसित जावपाकच जाय. Why it has not happened? Okay, let us forget that. कित्याक जावंक ना? Let us forget. But now it is my responsibility to see that India will be Vikasit Bharat. After about 20 years from now, on the 15th August of 2047, we will be declaring to the whole of world. सगळे आमच्याकडे पळयतले, yes, अरे, India can do it and India has done it. This confidence we have. And that is the reason why we all are celebrating this particular day, to rebuild ourselves, rehave ourselves the same confidence, regenerate that confidence, regenerate that confidence, and pass it on to others, next generation. That is what we need today. And that is why it is our duty now, it is duty that Vikasit Bharat is there, will be there. But my question, my dear friends here, Vikasit Bharat tar जातलेंच हांगा sir. Everybody is working for that. What is my contribution towards that? What is my contribution? I can do something? Can I do something? In what way I can contribute towards Vikasit Bharat by the 2047? In what way I can do it? There are many things. I just narrate one incident to you. You must have heard name of Pramod Mahajan. Many of you heard it. I was working in Goa as the president of Bharatiya Janata Party Goa unit. And Pramod ji used to come to Goa. He was our mentor there, in charge of Goa. So he used to come many a times. And when we were just sitting, all of us, myself, Manor Parrikar, Lakshmikant Parsekar, Sripad Naik, all of it, we were together working for the party. So we were sitting, and that time he narrated one incident. Just look into it. Don't go into its veracity of it. whether it was true or not. But the incident is like this. He said, I had been to New York, and when I went to New York, along with my friend, I entered a coffee house. We had a coffee. I'm narrating it in a very short way. So we had a coffee. After the coffee, we were to make the payment, and I presented him 1,000 rupees of note of 1,000 rupees. That time there was 1,000. Now recently it has been demonetized. So 1,000 rupee note was presented to him, to the bearer there, and the manager of that restaurant, he came there in New York. He told friends, look, we don't accept rupees. We don't accept rupees. Pramodji tells us, I was shocked. My rupee, which has got very high value in my country, in India, and it is being channelized through every sense, and everywhere it is being used, has got no value in America. He says, I don't accept rupee. You take back, you pay me in dollars. He said, what is this? Pramodji sangpa lagle amka, I am looking for that day again. When I will be going back to New York, I will go to the same coffee house. I will go order coffee again, drink a coffee, and I will make the payment of that coffee in rupees. I am waiting for that race. How it can happen? Is this a dream? It is a fantasy? It can happen, my dear friends. It can happen. Look at today's world. If you have a good leadership, you can change everything. Many of our countries in the world are going for UPI, that is transaction in rupees. Many. For some time, I was director in Indian Oil Corporation Board, IOC. I was a director there. And we were that time discussing how to buy crude oil from Iran. Look at it. See, it looks fantasy also again. But we were discussing. And that time some discussion came, and we were to make payment from to Iran. The message from Prime Minister office came. All the payments to Iran has to be made in rupees. We were shocked. How it can happen? Prime Minister already had connected the authorities in Iran there. And they also agreed to this. If you make it rupees, yes, we will do it. Even today, we are making payment to Russia in rupees. Rupee is being valued now internationally. Only thing is that you have to have a good leadership, correct leadership in this country. That is what we have today. But again, my question, I'm coming to the original question. If this rupee has to be very strong, what am I to do? You may feel annoyed. Please don't misunderstand me. I will have to change myself. I will have to change myself. If I am using this pen, it should not be an imported one. It has to be India made. If I am using my wristwatch, it has to be made in India, made by Indians. There are many brands available in the market. There are many things. I'm just mentioning these two things. How I can contribute. Many times when I go to some functions and people give me some pen set because they know I have a habit of reading and writing also. I read books a lot. So they give me pen. But I am always aggrieved when they give me a pen of a Parker or Schindler or some other brands. I don't remember all those, Mont Blanc, all those. All these, I tell them I don't use them. I use a cello pen, which is manufactured in India. and it gives me same performance as that. Can I change myself? Yes. If I change myself, if I use my products, made in India products, then only my rupee will be stabilized. Then only my economy will be stabilized. Then only after few years I will be witnessing my Vikasit Bharat. This is my contribution towards Vikasit Bharat. Of course, my industry, my enterprise is a contribution towards it, no doubt. But in this way also I can do. Can I change my cosmetics on my dressing table instead of using all those imported cosmetics? I think we have to think. Still there is time. 20 years we can change ourselves. This is what, friends, we have to do it. Many of us are using it. I don't tell you to use it, go today, tonight and change everything. It will not happen. We'll have to have some habits within, built up habits within us. Do it gradually. That is my contribution towards Vikasit Bharat. I am using everything that is imported and I want my rupee to be stabilized. Cannot happen. ऐसा हो नहीं सकता. And that is why we all have to do something, my dear friends. आमकां सगळ्यांक ह्या दृश्टीन विचार करचो पडटलो, विचार करपाकच जाय. ना जाल्यार आमी फक्त भाशणां करतले. तो आर्लेकार आयल्लो हांगासर, ताणें खूब बरें भाशण केलें, आमी ताळयो वाजयल्यो and we went away. Arlekar is also happy, we are also happy. No, my dear friends. Amka, we also have to have dedicated. Of course, there is some sacrifice needed to do it. Yes, our ancestors have done it, we will also do it. हे आमकां करचेंच पडटलें. आनी म्हणून हांव खूब फावटी कितें सांगता जाणा की हांवें अदळ म्हटलें की वाय इन्वेडर्स केम टू दीस कंट्री. कारण तांणी पळयलें हो भारत देश जो आसा ताका सोने की चिडिया म्हणटात. गोल्डन बर्ड इट इज कॉल्ड. आनी खरेंच आशिल्लें तें. हांगासर सगळी कडेन भांगराच्यो खाणी आशिल्ल्यो, भांगराची देवळां सगळीं आशिल्लीं हांगासर. And nobody bothered about this. But invaders, they came here, they looted everything and they went away. सोने की चिड़िया होने से हमको क्या फायदा हुआ? म्हाका दिसता येणाऱ्या काळान आमी सोने की चिड़िया जावपाक जाय अशें न्ही. खूब जाण सांगतात भारत फिर से सोने की चिड़िया बनेगा. बनना चाहिए? नहीं चाहिए? बनना चाहिए. I disagree with that. I said, हमने सोने की चिड़िया बनकर देखा है क्या होता है. सब लोग यहाँ आते हैं, हमको लूट कर चले जाते हैं. आने वाले समय में हम सोने की चिड़िया नहीं, सोने का शेर बनेंगे, शेर बनेंगे. हमको शेर बनेंगे. भारत की एक दहाड़ यानी गर्जना, आवाज सुनकर सब देखते रहेंगे. भारत की च्यू 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 ऐसा नहीं आवाज आएगा. सोने की चिड़िया का, सोने का शेर रहेगा. This is our dream, my dear friends. This is what we are for here. Today is the time. God has given us this opportunity. Yes, you are instrumental in becoming a Sone ka Sher now. You are instrumental in becoming a Vikasit Bharat. Yes, let us use each and every opportunity. Everything that all institutions will be concentrating and utilized for the development of our society and our nation. That has to be our aim, larger aim. This is exactly how we will have to celebrate the gathering. I know you all must have thought that we expected something different from you, and you are telling us all this which are not supposed to be told. But still, I know, I beg, तुमची सगळ्यांच्या क्षमा मागता if I am wrong. Please don't misunderstand me, but this is what we need to do, my dear friends. आमची संस्कृती, आमची संस्कार, आमचे इतिहास जो आसा, परंपरा जी आसा, इट्स सो ग्रेट. आमकां जर परत थंय वचपाचें आसा जाल्यार सोने की शेर बनने की आवश्यकता है. जाल्यार आमकां तें सगळें करपाक जाय. टुडे Today is the time that we have to take a pledge. Yes, I will do it. Tomorrow may be late. Today we have to do it. That's what I have to say here. Namaskar, Dev baren karo.
आमगेले भाषेत आमगेले आलकरांक इन्स्पायर केलेले ऑनरेबल गवर्नर आमगेले राजेंद्र विश्वनाथ अर्लेकर जी का थैंक यू. So now I invite our program coordinator Shri Surendranath Kamath ji to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Vishwanath Arlekar ji, and CA Siddharth Sinkar, Rajesh Shenai, and Manohar Prabhu on stage, and all other my friends and relatives on the other side. So happy to be here today as a program director. So it's a, what to say, dream come true moment for me in my life also. So the speech just over was one of the best motivational speech I heard recent times. So we want to give a standing ovation to him. That's my request to all of you. Thank you, Honorable Governor, for your motivational speech. He drove to us, to our business, to ourselves, to our action, to a single purchase what we have to do. He has motivated us how to do that and how to go ahead to Vikasit Bharat. We are sure to do that, and we will be anyway going to Vikasit Bharat in 2047. And this dream, we all are entrepreneurs, and we will be dreaming many dreams in our real life, and we make it real. So this was also a dream which we made a reality because of Saraswat Chamber and because of the man who came from Mumbai. His name is C.A. Siddharth Sinkar. I must thank you for supporting in all the way. Tana mana dhan support korchaka Siddharth Sinkar jiaga nanni sangada. Then our own brothers Rajesh Shenai ma'am and Manohar Prabhu ma'am. आम्ही उलदूच्याने का जितती सगळं सपोर्ट जावंक आमला ते सगळं सपोर्ट करच्याक सपोर्ट केलेलं आसा. And for coming here and giving their words, valuable words. Thank you, Rajesh and Manohar ji. And I congratulate the award winners today, Pancharatna award winners, all of them, well deserved. That the same thing when we given this award this time for the next gen entrepreneurs. Means they are taking their family business to next level. That is the one of the things we noted in their journey, and thank you for doing that. Keep motivating us and keep doing more business and business. And I must say all the organizers other than Saraswat Chamber, maybe for Brazil there is a Vinicius, we have a Vinish here. So thank you Vinish for organizing the event on a perfect way. We have MCs here, they are also volunteering, and we have backstage volunteers. All the volunteers, I thank you, and for all the police department, security, and the KSUM authorities for arranging all these things for us and making this event happen in a beautiful way. And all the best to you, and wishing you a happy MSME day on my behalf. Thank you once again.
Shubhya Jyotsna Uyatitaya गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
One of the hottest topics of the present. No, ekate screen achu yai itigide mono. We are not in the digital era, we are in the era of artificial intelligence. Okay? So, the one who wins is someone who can use the artificial intelligence intelligently. Tawali, tensadana kishiki mono. ഏറ്റവും ഈസി ജാനസിലെ രീതിയിൽ നമുക്ക് സംഗുന്തിം ചാക അംഗൽ കുട്ടായക്കലെ ആളിയ സർ സോ ഐ ഇൻവൈറ്റ് മിസ് ചൈതന്യ ടു കൈൻഡ്ലി ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ഹർ ടു ദ ഡൈസ്.
Okay, thank you. We are honored to welcome Dr. Manjula Devananda to the stage. She is an accomplished academician, researcher, mentor in the field of AI and machine learning. Her expertise spans generative AI, deep learning, frugal AI, AI in education and life sciences. Recognized among the top 50 visionary women by She Inspire magazine, Dr. Manjula is passionate about empowering learners, educators through emerging technologies. I welcome you to the stage.
Namaste. See, आम्ही आता आमकां तुंगेल domains तुम्ही experts असते न्ही, like whichever textile, maybe industry that you are in. तुम्ही तांतू experts. I am not going to question your expertise or anything. I am here to introduce you, to walk you through how technology can aid your expertise in your domains. Okay, so तुम्ही ashton janaje like she is so this. No, my only soul at this on this platform is to introduce you to how to leverage the strength of using AI for MSMEs. Okay, some of the things maybe you are better than me, but to me, I will say that it is MSMEs are like a space where we look at leveraging AI. So I can talk 5 sections like segregated. We will be looking at what is the MSME landscape and what is the opportunity for AI in that landscape. Then we will be looking at what are the key applications for MSMEs. Some real world use cases where they have success stories of using AI in their MSME. How to overcome the barrier and use this AI and getting started. And then we will also look at a certain tools that is available and take it to the next step. So the first case, what is the landscape? So before going into the landscape, I have a questionnaire for you, okay? Which of these check boxes do you tick? And we will be coming back to the same slide to the end of my talk, okay? How many of you are very confident that at least 80% of your business is digital? How many of you are confident that you use cloud-based business applications? How many of you see that employees use AI efficiently? No hands up at all. Yeah, there are 2, 3. Can you identify the repetitive processes in your industry for automation? Do we collect reliable customer and operational data. I'm sure you all will have your customer data, but what about operational data? Is cyber security in place? So those who are using AI, have you leveraged the concept of cyber security? Is management committed to AI adoption? And I don't have any doubt that we are all ready for the AI adoption, but are we actually ready for it? Do we measure business outcomes and ROI? What is ROI? Return of invest, right? And are we ready to measure this in terms of adopting technology? And we will be coming back to this slide towards the end of my talk, and we'll see what is the relevance of these checkboxes. We will be happy that, okay, I have one checkbox, I have two checkboxes, but what is the relevance of all these 8 checkboxes to be ticked? Okay? So the first case that we are going to come across is the MSME landscape and the AI opportunity in that landscape. The numbers may be more or less somewhere here and there, but I will go along with Kamatman's talk in the morning, like the introductory one where he's saying, okay, look at this. MSMEs are the second largest employers. So the biggest fear is, when we adopt technology, are these jobs going to go? Right? MSME's GDP is like 30%. When we are adopting technology, is this going to go down? We are the 45% export share comes from MSME. The question is, when we adopt it, how much of this percentage is going to go down? We are not going to look up. That is the fundamental problem in adopting any technology, not only in AI, any technology. But how does it leverage actually? If we look at the statistics from the Ministry of MSME, according to 2024, less than 15% of MSME is adopting any sort of digital technologies in use. See, when we are saying digital technology, you may think that, okay, I'm doing it online. Just doing it online does not mean that you are using digital technology. If you are using it on a daily basis, if it is doing some sort of your requirements, then we call it as an adoption. नहीं आम्ही सक्का दिसाय खाणं हाताय सक्का दिसाय हॉटला मुक्कावलांगे निधी गुण आम्ही त्या हॉटेल चांगलं म्हणते नव्हे. The same thing. Technology आम्ही उन चारदिक केलंय online थंगा अंगा वल्लपोडी use केलंय. It is not adoption. You have to use it day-to-day activity. Then it is AI adoption. And the challenge is there. तुमका ते मन्नान जायना नाला कळान दिगुन नाही. The question is why you are not using daily. So why AI? Why now? आम्ही उतले नाला सांगे digital technology, digitizing, make it in computers. Then से नामक digitization. Now we are one more step ahead. We have to understand AI. It is not that how AI works. AI keshisaga amku biyuchige riyad manasu chammi manangorga from a business point of view. I'm a technical person. The Miguel AI definition could be different from a user point of view. So how does it differ? If we look at what are the challenges that MSMEs currently have, we can say that there is limited access to skilled talent. Right? If you are going to hire a person, it is a challenge. If you are going to look at what are the different processes that you have on a daily basis, most of them are either manual or time consuming. There is difficulty in predicting demand. When I say demand, it could be any consumer based or consumer whoever is going to be your customer for your textile or from your industry, they are customers. How do you predict your customer pool? तुम्ही आता बॉम्बे सून अंग सुने इले नाळसे तुम्ही अंगे business आराम बहुत आहे जलार what all will you look at? Will it be the same if you are going to start it in Bangalore? Will it be the same when you are starting in Bangalore? It will be all different requirements. But your Organization is going to give you the same service. Customer base is going to be different. Customer taste is going to be different. And how do we predict that? And how do you compete with large enterprises? So that is a complete question altogether. Now, large enterprises say, and final is the working capital and credit gap. And how we are going to have this AI to address. So AI will be able to help you find some digital workforce, 24/7 digital workforce. AI will be able to help you identify some automating repetitive task in your day-to-day life. It can help you demand forecasting and analytics. It can even give you a personalized marketing at scale. And this is where the competition with large-scale industries comes in place. And then you have different levels of competitive playing in the field. And AI will be able to help you understand which are those fields, how to target them. And AI-driven credit scoring and access. So there are different domains where AI can be applied to. So next what we are going to look at is the key AI applications for MSME. Okay. So I have identified, I will say, is that 6 places. तुम्ही ये slide चाहिए ये slide आम create के slide okay, where I am going to say about the 6 domains of AI impact. I'll show you the slide, the same content, same thing that I want to give you. Look at this slide. It's created by AI. Okay. When you look at the previous slide, there is a human touch. I agree to it. പക്ഷേ a customer basis how to look and feel changes. Same content नहीं में वही. किसी की अम्मी attractor होते हैं हमके customers सांग. Kasal domain सांग. Content I am going to give the same, but the look and feel differs. And that is one of the fundamental business points. How to attract your customers. And here, I just made this a use case for you to understand. I think Korujan, I slide of Korujan, Maka coding, Nalatishika, I am use Kelena. Same way, you are also leveraged to use AI on a day-to-day basis. And which are the 6 domains? First case is the customer service. For example, ഒരുപാട് ഘടകം ഈ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സ് ആവുന്നതിന് നല്ല ടെലിഫോൺ നാല് ജലാരി ഈവൻ ಹೆಚ್ಚೇ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸಂಗಡರಿ एक ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಆಗ ಕಾಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ एक ನಂಬರ್ ಅಸ್ತಾನೆ ಜನರಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಟೋಲ್ ಫ್ರೀ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಓಕೆ ಬಟ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ you want to do a campaigning, what will you do? You will have to take the customer base, get the contact numbers and make calls. What will be your idea? You are going to hire a person who can sit and call and mark, okay, I have called this person and reached. Gone are those days. You can have either WhatsApp AI chatbots, which is the most commonly used ones these days, when you have a business account with WhatsApp. Voice bots are there. I mean, recently, I am census automatic calls. മലയാളം തന്നെ ഹിന്ദി തന്നെ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് തന്നെ ദിസ് കൊണൈമിണിയം ബെസുൻ റെക്കോർഡ് കൊല്ലൻ സാധനം നമുക്ക് അയക്കിയതായി മോണു നോ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ജസ്റ്റ് എ സ്ക്രിപ്റ്റ് ഗിവൺ ആൻഡ് ആസ് ടു ഗിവ് ദ കോൾ സോ ലാംഗ്വേജ് ബാരിയർ നോ ലോങ്ങർ ദെയർ ഹൗ ടു ഡു ദ കോൾസ് ടു ബി ഗിവൺ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഡൺ ഹൗ ഡു വി മേക്ക് ഷുവർ ദാറ്റ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഗിവൺ ടു എവ്രി വൺ ഇൻ ദിസ് country or in the state? It is connected by the telecom industry. And it is authorized. Jala robotic call nahi why? Where is the security issue here? No security issues because the call is gone through the telecom domain itself. They have your number, you are getting the campaigning calls. Right? Sentiment analysis is another problem. Ammi ataiga sadhani te mani kangonja avta like cinema chavta hai. First thing that what will you look at? Reviews. Name starring joitini. Ityasaka starring joitini. Movie je maatrame joitini. Nahi. Theatre aaje. Theatre alak gesila restaurant aaje. Theatre aaje parking space aaje. Name jala cinema joncha vechal te maatram joilanu prove. Why we are looking at around all the accessories? Because those are also important. When we are going by car, we need a parking space. And it should be safe to park that car. The movie should be good enough that we can go with a family or friends or bachelors or however we want to go to. We need snack time. Interval time, we need snacks. So we will look at the ratings for snack time. And these are all, actually when we look from a digitization point of view, they are sentiment analysis points. Because it are sentimental to each customer that may come to that theater. Right? Yeah, I guess just take relatable examples. But when you are looking from your organization point of view, you have to look into identifying these sentimental points of your customers. And then you can apply AI in those sectors. आम्ही दिखते नाही कशी कशी सगळं आमका इथे सगळं लिव्हरेजेस आमका AI आंदोलन काढिया दा समण सुचा. And then CRM AI, and this is specifically looking at your documentation part of it. What is the risk? How much can you invest in this? What is the amount? Or even you can sometimes even it goes to such an extent that it can identify what is the funding programs that are available for specific task. So these all are some possibilities when it comes to customer service. So what is the benefit? We are going to address that whenever you are having chatbots. This is something that is already out there. It's not my numbers. 60% reduction in customer service cost for MSME if you are going to use AI chatbots. There will be a 24/7 support system that you can build for your organization. No extra payment, no leave, no sick leave, no unforeseen absence, right? All these can be addressed. And we have certain tools that are in place. I will be introducing you the tools shortly. But these are the benefits in terms of numbers. Now if we come back, we have sales and marketing. Attami henche angadi vachai hypermart henche angadi ingellari. You will see that there is a way that people go around, buy all these things and come back to the billing. In the billing also you will see so many chocolates and all those is kept. Why? Isn't it available inside that part? It is still there. Still it is there also. What is the logic behind it? It is because they are leveraging the child psychology of having the chocolates at least towards the end. Right? Billing section. Initially it used to be ladies' items. Pulli, kankana, mala, tilosagadasilla. Now that has gone because now we look for specific items. Branded things coming in that place. So if you go to the corner, like nowhere you will see a ladies' items as soon you enter a hypermart or anything. As soon you enter a hypermart, you will see biscuits, chocolates in a cupboard. Anywhere. It's not about in Kerala or in Alleppey or Kochi, I am saying. Even in Bangalore also, even if wherever you go into a hypermart, this is a structure that they follow. Because the human thinking process is the same across. And they are trying to leverage that psychology. The same way, if you are looking at sales and market, if you are going to use technologies, they will help you identify how to place things where. Okay. So what are the steps that may be adopted? When we look at it, in sales and marketing, first is to attract people. Now I am coming into the terms of, okay, how you can use AI to attract it. You are going to look at which items are getting sold out quickly. Identify where they are placed in your shop. For example, from a hypermart point of view, I am saying. Same way, in your organization, if you can identify one of the customers is a regular customer for a particular reason, you should look into why that customer is coming back to me. Make it a marketing brand for other customers. And technology will help you identify the customer, identify why that customer is coming back to you, and how to spread that word. That is the attraction point. Second is how to engage with that customer. That is where, as I said, हमका phone call करियादा, messages गालियादा, promotion messages गालियादा, हमका video था, for example, textiles सगदा जलारी, हमका तजायं newly trending colors saree तेशी सगम हंगोना हमका promotion messages, emails is gone case. We no longer read long emails. We are always on the short to the point message system. Then comes conversion. Thangada AI leading score, dynamic pricing optimization, chatbot led sales funnel sagata. Thangata shirikin jattimalari atami a particular customer agami identify galle. And that customer is not ready to give the contact number. What will you do? Okay, ammi fundamentally atutulege disangile kada sakka customer aga amka phone number assa danni amka dittaida ammi dan kududeni sagamunda. But suppose that we don't have that customer number or the customer is not ready to share the contact number. What will be your motto? How will you approach it? AI can, in that case, look into the chatbot part will help you address these problems. Where chatbot will be like a customer, act like a customer, try to identify the pattern of that customer and give us the input. Amka customer A gi, B gi, C gi, D mana suche, it's not very, very relevant in terms of identifying why should we convert it. Neve, customer A ethology. Tam chelegi matram dettolo. Pasha amka number dimna. Ammi jan nanku dumba adim chage vachanaje. Tani regular janam gel customer janu just tani. And how can we convert such a customer behavior into scaling? That is the last case, where we can think about the loyalty programs, where they are ready to share their details with us. We can plan for example, at the Indigo. Tani sangteni tumi 5 flights samgen book kellari, utun miles tumi amchu gutan travel kellari, tumi utne like cab facility free. What is that loyalty program is trying to tell you? Book more tickets with us. Say about this to others. How the technology will help? They are trying to identify to which customer should they give that loyalty programs. Amiega alaga besson tumi choyai your customer uttulvala your customer uttulvala maybe Excel sheets would have been a story for some time. Now that is not the case. We are always dealing with databases and how we can leverage the data and so on. Now if we look into the supply chain kind of finance and accounting, I say that it's your domain, your expertise in that. But I will come across these AI tools that you can leverage in that domain. How about supply chain? How do you decide that you need to, say for example, keep a stock of this much? How do you decide that, okay, I need 5 customers to walk in this time? Amka banking asa pande target sine amku utne account open gorndinga neve MBA students garvanda gada vachuntangen product familiarize karabasine and they will give goodies. If you buy more than 5 products, they will give 1 goodie to you. And these days, do you see any such people coming to your doorstep? Not anymore. Because the MBA, the marketing, the sales has moved on from door-to-door sales to e-commerce sales. That is where the sir has said in the morning. I mean, e-commercialization, digitalization, there is no change in that. You cannot go back and do it in the old school way. Nobody wants that. Okay, supply chain is something very crucial where we are applying AI these days. Logistics and supply chain. We will look into historic data. Gella varsha henchasaga seasonary henchasaga products keshisaga vikkanessa. Gella varsha kaddansaga alkarani, for example, tax barlena. Uttul percentage gi ammi chada fee jan fine jan archorga jalene. Amgel uttul customers ane najala ammi uttule product export agalene tircheile due to defects. All these are part of logistics and supply chain. And operations is more or less looking at how to do the quality control. Talami at 2-3 slides janada naunenji examples even where we will be using all this. Decision intelligence is where we are standing currently, technologically, I will say. AI, it's extensively used in most of the industries. Decision intelligence is where we are standing currently. What decision we have to make, why we are making that decision, who is affected by decision, what is the benefit for me by taking that decision. As an organization, decision just because customers are beneficial doesn't mean that it will be a good decision. No. We have to understand the baseline of why the decision is being made. So now we are going to see a few real-world use cases and success stories. I have handpicked 3 of them. There are multiple use cases from India. The first case is retail and e-commerce, which is from Pune. The major problem they were handling or facing was the inventory. So this comes back to supply chain and logistics issue. What they did is, they went to and stepped to use Vyapar AI. So this is something that is for all of you, even though I am giving you a use case of retail and e-commerce. Vyapar AI bhangunega AI tool asa, which will help you in extending or scaling up the business. So thangache ega requirement mun sanguche Vyapar AI ambittere tungale business ite, tungal current state of business ite, keshi chamkada, what is the workflow? Munasuchen tunkadim chabatiyatalar. It will help you identify which are the gaps, and it will give you how to overcome it. Second case is textile manufacturing. Again, it comes from Surat, where the problem was it was missing the deadline due to manual quality inspection bottleneck. Amiyatega ega bulk, for example, textile industry like amiyega bulk of sarees nalai demani kangathan munde bulk of 10. There may be at least one defect in one of it. The defect there is a standard for export and within India. Export quality will be top notch. Top notch for example, it is defect for exporting. It is defect for exporting. So what will we do regarding how to maintain that quality? So we have computer vision systems, where you just give the products through that computer vision system. It will identify the defect within the fabric. The quality of tile, quality of water, quality of anything that you touch. There are AI technologies that can leverage the technicality of quality assurance. Last one is a CA firm from Bangalore, where their 60% of time was taken by data entry. So data entry kis chamka da namning thini. Kisi ki customer service data entry ka adu jangan thini. There are tumi tally use lakan tally AI is there. Soho AI is there, which are AI tools that will augment you in terms of data entry, quality of data entry, missing data identifications, and so on, which is very crucial in case of finance. If you are looking at what is in game, if you are going to apply these AI in your business, okay, your decision speed will be improved by 68%. Employee productivity by 47%, operational efficiency by 55%, customer satisfaction. See, it is not saying that it is 68% of decision speed. No, these values or numbers are how much percentage it is going to improve. Okay, the customer satisfaction age 42% astane munnai. Attitti vosa thangasugun 42% improvement astane. If you are at 0%, it will become 42%. Revenue growth. See the difference between revenue growth and cost reduction. Revenue growth will be 28%. The cost reduction is 35%. And currently, I will say is that there are measures that is taken by the government to increase this revenue growth more than the cost reduction. And that is the aim where we are moving to. From MSMEs, industries, and everywhere, they are trying to leverage the technology to increase the revenue growth per industry. And for every 1 rupee that you invest, you are going to get in return rupees 3 to 8, depending on your industry, depending on how much you are going to leverage AI, depending on how much you are going to use the digitalization. For every payback period, it will be mostly 9 to 14 months, which means that next year, if we are in this room, you will see the difference. That is why we are saying that, okay, payback will be 9 to 14 months. And there is like 78% increase in adopting AI in coming 2 years. Like 2 years, there is increase in 78%. Now what, or why should you be hearing this, okay? What are the actual barriers that you may come across? And how to get started? The main common barrier that when I, as an AI expert or consultant, I will say that I have come across is, AI is too expensive for us. Don't think that in that way. There are currently AI tools that are free to use. You will get a trial version, 7 to 15 days. Some tools are even free to use for 1 month. What I will say is that from a small scale or micro organization point of view, you start to leverage it from a free tool. ChatGPT free da, tumi sakkade use kara bas. Naame. ChatGPT is very common, everyone knows about ChatGPT. But if I ask you about Jasper, how many of you know? How many of you know about Room GPT? ChatGPT sakrangalata, konasaga Room GPT galata. Toli, AI is not too expensive. You can leverage the free versions of AI before you can scale into large scales. Second case is when we say we don't have the technical skills. You need not have the technical skills. You are not going to develop a AI tool. Tumi AI tool use koruda vatai. Tumi then develop urune vatai. You need not need the technical skills in terms of using AI. It is a zero coding environment these days. I make example of Kevin. Okay. She is a auditorium. Ega talk ka thanga university nega kuda de. It is very large, huge. I just took a photo of the platform and the podium only. And I used Room GPT. Okay, this is an output of Room GPT. I asked to make it in terms of neoclassic office. How would this environment look like if I convert it into a neoclassic office? Did I like it much? No. But this is a starting point for you. You can always go and add your optional details here, get it fine-tuned. But this is a starting point. It will give you a different image. But Room GPT is specifically for interior designs. That is where we are saying that it is having office or even like how many credit. You can change it into office, living room likewise. Okay, this is one example. The second case where we are having the issue is that our data is not ready for AI. So what is the problem with not ready for AI? Data quality. So tebe hega ami sakkolari amka mannan jamgalene. Ittiga iragi ami AI use oruvatai. Where are we going to use AI? Do we have the data for that? Tumi sakka tungel organization adal sakka ga iring and digitalize korgalan ka irina. Pashe where and what are you going to use AI for? Then finally we have the issue with where we are saying, will AI replace our employees? No. It is not going to replace your employees, but it will help your employees to work better. And security and privacy issues, again, Yeah, issue we will come back to this point again, like when I show you a few examples. So what will be your, or how to adopt AI? Okay, you have a 4-step adoption roadmap. The first one is you identify 3 operational pain points. Yeah, across your organizations, across your industry, tungele ekkeg organization age it could be different. That is why it is more or generic Jansangenia. Okay, what happens there is you have to look at the top 3 pain point. Trial 2 to 3 free low-cost tools. Make a team where there 1 or 2 people will be trained to use that tool. Look at the difference. You should measure the difference that that tool will bring in you. And then only you look for scaling it up. So this is your 4-step roadmap. Identify, explore, apply, and then scale it up. Okay? So one final I will say is some tools and resources that may help you. One is, as I said, Room GPT and so on. See, there are other tools as well. The Room GPT is the kelendaya. Teshicho ilari, yes, spacely and kelendaya. The left side is the same image I gave. Right side is one that was generated. And I different example. I gave the same input and I asked to show me how it will look like if I am going to show it as a dress display room. How will it look like? Same room. But you can use these leverages when you are trying to look for interior designers. You can walk through the interior design people. Same way you can look into different tools. And I will say is that this is the most important heart of your presentation is here. Okay. Content and copy, ChatGPT, Gemini, which is very maybe familiar to you. But Jasper and copy.ai are the ones that is go-to. Customer services, there are Interact, TDO, Freshdesk, likewise. Design and video, Canvas, sir, but you should use Canva AI. Adobe, sir, but you should use Adobe Firefly. You can use videos, in-video AI, to create videos. Accounting and GST, Soho Books AI, Tally AI, ClearTax AI. And to me, tax, income tax, return. It will help you maintain the accounts. It will help you identify where the values are going up and down. What is the pattern within your accounts? All this, it will be able to help you out. HR and recruitment, Keka AI. That is the most commonly used one, Keka. Analytics and BI, Google Looker, Microsoft Power BI, Soho Analytics, all these are in place. What are the different schemes that are in there? I am not going to go deeper into it, but you can find these schemes are specifically for MSMEs. To me, general funding scheme, it will give you so many schemes. This is specifically for MSME for AI adoption. And these have been in place since last year. Specifically, the schemes by India AI Mission 2024. Currently, they are holding AI summits this year, and they are expanding all these funding processes for AI ML adoptions. So what are the key takeaways for today? AI is no longer a luxury, it is a requirement. You have to do it. You have to find out ways to adopt it. Smart, small, one use case at a time, one tool at a time, one team at a time. The cost barrier is gone because we have this free technologies, free things that is available. AI augment your people. Don't be fearful that they will replace your job or anything. No. Human in loop is always there. And government support is available. Don't be feeling alone. You can always approach government or people like me who will be consulting on how to improve your MSMEs for this thing. So I will give you one just example, okay? Google Flow Labs. I asked it to generate images to make me show how will I look with red Kanchipuram saris. So this is a case that I'll put you across. How do I look in Gagra Choli? How I look it in the original way? How I look in red Kanchipuram saris? What if I give it like, okay, what is the best color that suits me? It has taken a complete different color altogether. Give me some suggestions for blouse stitching. The worst thing for us, right? Whenever we go to a stitching center, they will give us a list of images. How do we know which one suits us? There you go. Okay, so the point that I want to put across is, whenever you are going for an AI adoptions, there is a full cycle that you can follow. For example, in industry, if you are going to buy a particular fabric, you can click on the fabric, upload an image, and ask how it will look on you. Okay, you are all happy, okay, you will see, okay, that is very good, nice. But when you walk into the showroom, if they are not being reciprocate there, will it be of good enough? No. So you can use AI. When we walk in, it will identify that, okay, this customer is coming. That customer has chosen this from your website. So the salesperson will be able to come and help us out better. This is just one use case I am saying. You can explore the different ways in which you have. So coming back to the questionnaire that we had, this is your score points. If you are having 7 to 8 hands checks boxes being done, it is AI ready. 5 to 6, AI emerging. So this is where you stand, and I will end my speak with a note. The best time to start with AI was yesterday. The next second best time is today. So with this, thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope it has given you some insights.
So as the time is pressing, we are not waiting for the Q&A session. So we are proceeding with the next important factor that is actually beneficial for all the businesses. Yes. So we are going to have a talk on money for MSMEs, and for that I am introduce Sanket Naik, and ekakaidi tumi ekaman nandorka yenjan tumi dhan bhaja vachapana ityamala angailel kona mi uppashi bhaja sonnabi techutukunu amka J1 saga ready ta amkel konkone al J1 saga danke ready kellensa tetukun session jallale padikya school acha last period jan dhamchabadi dhamchapana amka stayasa amka jamcha velasa. Okay, so hope you understand. So please.
It's my pleasure to welcome CA Sanket Naik, a distinguished chartered accountant with over 13 years of professional practice based in Bangalore. He's a fellow CA and holds qualifications including BCom, LLB, DIIT, DISA. He's also a licensed CPA and a registered valuer with the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. He specializes in fundraising, project reports, business valuation, and tax litigations, and is widely recognized as a speaker and educator. Through his platform, The Finintelligent Investor, his television appearances on Business Tonic, and guest lectures at leading institutions, he's been simplifying finance for professionals and entrepreneurs alike. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sanket.
Thank you, Vane. Arlekar मम्मन मस्त इन्स्पायर केलं आमकां कोंकणीन उलोवंक काम न्ही म्हणून सो एक मदें मदें उलयता बट हांव उरलोच मंगळूरच कोंकणी हांव होड जायल मंगळूरान तूं सो हें कसं MSME म्हणून आमकां पळयल कुडलें कसं मेन उडगा सेवच कसं म्हळ्यार सो हांगा आशिल्ल पुरो जाणां म्हाका जस्ट एक निमगूच आशिल्ल कोण पुरो तूं बिजनेसा आशिल्ल कितले जन आसा हांगा कॅन आय सी अ शो ऑफ हँड्स हाऊ मेनी पीपल इन बिजनेस हियर Okay, and the rest of them? Tani kasa rest of you, what are you into? No, I will get to that second point. First, whether? Okay, right. So I will get to that. So there is always a misconception. What is MSME? Many people think only hardcore manufacturing is an MSME. That is a common misconception. हांव कसं बिझनेस प्रोडक्शन करचें मॅन्युफॅक्चरींग करचें असलें मात्र मुगेलें युनीट MSME म्हूण आसता. Actually no, MSME frankly almost each and everything which all of us do will more or less MSME definition detta. Maybe there are one or two exceptions here and there. I'll take you through that, but otherwise almost everyone. So, okay, business model antu, how many of you are into trading? Okay, and how many into manufacturing? Okay, and how many into services? Okay, so and how many professionals or any other categories I can see? Okay, so all of you will be counted as MSMEs. It doesn't matter whether you own a shop, whether you own a manufacturing unit, whether you are a self-employed professional, whether you are doing trading. Trading though only for certain purposes, priority sector, funding, that purpose matra tani sangtachi, but otherwise manufacturing services, even professionals you can be, consider under services, and to me MSME definition, you will also be an MSME. So kanche कशी काउंट करचे MSME पुढे मस्त कॉम्प्लिकेटेड असेल. मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग एक डेफिनेशन, सर्विसेस अनेक डेफिनेशन, कॉस्ट कसं म्हण पळो का कॉस्ट आत मिळेल 30 years ओल्ड बिझनेस कॉस्ट कोणाकय गोतना. नो वन नोज वॉट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ माय मशिनरी, बट ताजी रेकॉर्ड्स दवर का. सो कंप्लीट डेफिनेशन चेंज कोण सोडले. रिटर्न डाउन वॅल्यू पुरा जनाले इन्कम टॅक्स फाईल करतना ऑल ऑफ यू नो वॉट इज युअर WDV ऑफ युअर प्लांट अँड मशिनरी ऑर इक्विपमेंट. And additionally, export turnover. So, any of you into exports here? Okay, if you are into export, that much is excluded from MSME. So, you will still qualify under a lower category. Now, why this is important? Because most of the benefits will apply to micro and small. It doesn't apply to medium in many of the cases. But with the expanded definition now, up to 20, and both of those conditions. So, 25 crores of investment and 100 crores of turnover. And investment here is only plant and machinery equipment. Land and building doesn't count. So as a result, if you are, let's say you set up a big factory, the land cost, building cost will not count for MSME definition. Or even let's say you set up a small unit also anywhere. There also, whatever equipment are to me, machinery kasa, tak kasa karchi taj the matra lekka yoche. That only counts as your this one. Services also same thing, equipment. So let's say I have maybe systems, I have computers, or I may need some, let's say I may be into some specialized services which require some specific machinery or specific tools. There, those items will count as equipment. So just I was mentioning, right, pura etta mun, there are some small exceptions. Forestry, fishing, and some things here and there, gambling, this one. But otherwise 95%, 99% of all activities to me kasa kartaj, everything will fall under MSME. Even wholesale and retail trade, now recently, thode वर्ष पुढे around 2020, 2021 nantu, tani kasa म्हणलंय, पुढे wholesale and retail trade were not included. मायर tani kasa म्हणलंय, for the purpose of lending, it म्हणे one of the key कसा जे benefit of being an MSME कसा जात म्हळ्यारी bankers have targets for priority sector lending. So त्यांनी इतली percentage त्यांनी MSME जाकर loan दिऊ का म्हणून. For that purpose, they included wholesale and retail trade also. So as a result, MSME is that is the advantage of being an MSME. Now I will skip some of the slides in the interest of time. But keshi tumi MSME म्हणून सांगचे. Earlier in Karnataka, how Bangalore asche, but what I remember, MSME registration, you had to go to DIC office, fill that entrepreneur memorandum form and get the temporary registration. Then after unit commencement, get final registration, visit so many times to government office to get a certificate. आज कसं ना काय ना ऑनलाईन वेबसाईट आवडचे तुम्ही डिटेल फिल करचे OTP ताईंची तुम्ही घरा बशील कडे ना तो ऑफिसा बशील कडे ना उद्यम सर्टिफिकेट येता. There is no need to visit any government office today to get your Udyam certificate. Anyone, all of you, even sitting right now also, you can do it. एक government website एक पण hang जाता, but otherwise वरलेल पूरा most you don't need to visit any bureaucrat or anyone for doing a registration. And all of you can do it at your own also. Frankly, ताजी कतिरी तुम्ही some consultant or someone, If you want, you can take their help. There is nothing wrong in it, but it is more or less a very user-friendly and simple this one, wherein you can go to MSME website and you can easily generate it. There is no cost which they take as well. The registration is absolutely free. And if you have not already done this, please do it. If you are already done it, well and good. Just make sure to keep updating sometimes when there are some changes in the criterias there. Now, kasabura benefit is gem tawal time hangek mamman sangla gem portal as mono anni sangla तशी समाधान पोर्टल आनी म्हणलें आमगेले कामत मावन म्हणलें तशीची ट्रेड्स प्लॅटफॉर्म येतावळ म्हणलें क्रेडीट गॅरंटी स्कीम हाजी विशय हांव चिके एक्सप्लेन करता पब्लीक प्रोक्युरमेंट पॉलिसी एगेन तांणी म्हणलें मागीर डिलेड पेमेंट्स दॅट इज एगेन लिंक टू समाधान पोर्टल this will apply to manufacturing and services. Traders, because it's only for priority sector lending, delayed payments definition help apply jaina. But if you are a manufacturing or services, 45 days with the payment korka, there is a law for that. It is not any contract, any private company also tries to impose on you. This is mandated by law. And there is an MSME act wherein within 45 days you are supposed to get payment. Otherwise, there is automatic interest also provided in the act. These are, and priority sector lending. I'll get into this because most of the things we are all good at. We know how to do our business. We are majorly funds, we are always, probably some of the times we are looking how we can avail funds to the best. So I'll just focus more on that topic. So, one of the very basic this one schemes which we had seen, this is especially maybe for smaller entrepreneurs, Mudra Yojana which government launched. So earlier in this case, up to 10 lakhs, the government has made it mandatory that you should not seek any collateral or third party guarantee, because there was one common this one earlier, whenever you go to banks, कोणाला एक जामीन घेऊन येऊ का, you have to bring a guarantor. Sometimes some government employee घेऊन येऊ, or sometimes they will say some employed people. This may be a decade or two back, which is very common practice. But once the Mudra scheme has come, there is a specific government decision that no third party guarantee should be sought and no collateral security should also be sought up to this amount. So many of us, Mudra, whether it applies to us, who does it apply to? So that may be one common query which people have. So Mudra applies to almost everyone, frankly. Manufacturing asupuro, services asupuro, trading asupuro. So I think all of us, because you said, some said, most of you said services, some said trading, some were in manufacturing. So all of you can take benefit, including certain agri-allied non-farm activities. Even that also counts. And just as illustrative list, so you have even transport vehicles if you want to take, there also you can go under this scheme. Food sector, I know a lot of you here are very famous for a lot of food products, that they can also avail under this scheme. Even equipments, see transport vehicles, someone who is into travels or something like that, they can also use this scheme. Or let's say a small time shop, if you're having that, you can also use this scheme. Now food sector, if you are making some food, this one you can also make use. This is illustrative, frankly. This is just an example. You can, almost everything will fit into the definition. Textiles, even traders, people who are having just retail or wholesale business, they can also go for it. Allied to agriculture. So this is something which is, sometimes these people are not aware. Pure agriculture in relation to crop, this one, that doesn't really come under this definition. But other than that, agri-allied activities, that will also be counted under this definition. And who is eligible? Whether only an individual can go? No. Even a partnership firm can go. Proprietorship, they can also do. Private limited company also. Frankly, Mudra Kartan Tanimalla, non-corporate and Sangila, but they have now said even private limited company, they are also eligible to go under Mudra scheme. Or any other entity, as long as it is legally prescribed, like LLP, SIG, Dusantu, so that also is eligible. Or any other form of business entity, that can also, they are also eligible. So, kasa mail tumka ya scheme antu, either you can take a term loan, This is majorly for, let's say, fixed asset. If you're investing into machinery or something, you can take that. OD limit, tumka stock asa, tum dud devchas, receivables asa. For these things, you can go for overdraft limit, wherein there is no monthly repayment. You just need to service the interest at the end of the day. And then, of course, there is composite loan concept also. And yes, earlier I wanted, I think I didn't take you through that slide. So 3 schemes here, Shishu, Kishore and Tarun. So maximum it was up to 10 lakhs, but government then, what they said that we have, those who have already paid up to 10 lakhs, we have brought in a new category. So up to 20 lakhs also we will do it as long as you paid the old loan properly. So who can give it? Frankly, many people are under the impression only government banks can give. Yes, government banks can give, but there are this is all available in public domain. Whatever I am doing, you can go to Mudra website or where you will get all this info. And today, like ma'am said, using AI, you will get everything in few commands, you will get everything there. So cooperative, some cases they are there, then private sector, RRBs, small finance. Majorly though, what I have seen is PSU banks are pushing it at the end of the day. And NBFCs are also eligible. The Mudra is actually an abbreviation for a refinance. Mudra doesn't directly give it, it refinances the bank. So one more which always comes to our mind. Today, subsidy is not available normally for general category entrepreneurs. This is something which you always feel. Maybe it is there only for certain but this particular scheme, any person can get a subsidy. And this is not only in specific to any one state. It is a national level scheme. It is there in Karnataka, Kerala, any state in India which you want to go, this scheme is available. And whether we will consider under special category, yes, women entrepreneurs, even Saraswats will consider under special category itself. So in that it's a very good scheme wherein 5% also, let's say for example, 50 lakhs is the maximum cap here. So 5% is 2.5 lakhs. With 2.5 lakhs of your own money, you can go take up to 50 lakhs from the bank. And what happens is that bank will fund the rest 90 to 95%. And depending on whether you're in an urban or rural area, government will then give a subsidy which will be reduced from your loan value. It's a very good scheme. And even men need not be disappointed. You can still fall under the general category and still go under this 10% this one. But women entrepreneurs, irrespective of whether you have of any category, general category people also are very much eligible. You can get 25 to 35% subsidy. And this is a central government scheme at the end of the day. Of course, monitoring may be done by state government, DICs, and there are 3 agencies there. But at the end of the day, many people are not familiar with this scheme. Frankly, we keep taking these loans. At the end of, many people may have taken also. You may have been eligible also. But if you have not gone under the parameters of the scheme, you are not eligible. So as a result, if you are planning to set up something new, you can try to take benefit of this scheme. And this is for a new enterprise. So existing ones won't qualify, but anything new which you want to start, let's say you want to start something new, within that similar business, some different type of activity or something there, you can still try this. For manufacturing up to 50 lakhs and 20 lakhs for services. Trading, there are some very small categories which they are prescribed, but otherwise major manufacturing and services will definitely apply here. And what conditions? No conditions actually above 18 years because you can't sign a loan agreement if you're below 18, that's the only thing. No maximum age. In fact, one person came to me, he was retired. Can I go under the scheme? He said, I checked, there is no upper cap. Even if you are retired, now also you want to start some business after your employment somewhere, you can still go under this scheme. There is nothing which stops you. There is no maximum age cap. And capital expenditure is one of the primary criteria because this is mainly, you would need to have some kind of machinery, equipment, interiors or something like that. You can go under this scheme. And yeah, per family. Now family here, what your husband and wife. So within brothers or sisters, it doesn't count. or parent and child doesn't count. But husband and wife both cannot take, because both then that is the restriction there. But otherwise, it's a very good scheme, up to 60%. But here it is more capital expenditure oriented. So 60%, up to 60% you can, up to 40% you can take working capital, not more than that. And there is a criteria wherein they specify that for every 3 lakhs of capex, you have to employ one person. So they are trying to indirectly say that there should be some employment generation in the activity. So some small negative list, some agriculture specific cultivation is excluded. Other than that, some small things here and there. But otherwise, most of the things are eligible. Now, earlier the scheme was only up to 25 lakhs. They expanded it and they made it up to 50 lakhs. So that is a bit more this one, in current times. I know 50 lakhs may not be much, but there is one option actually. If your project cost is exceeding 50 lakhs, you can still go under this scheme, but they will restrict the subsidy for 50 lakhs. Now, there is a second upgradation scheme also, which they have prescribed. So let's say you had already taken the scheme earlier or had taken Mudra loan earlier, then you can still go under the upgradation scheme. So here, here there's a bit more, this one, 10% of the project cost, 15% subsidy. And certain regions are 20%. And up to 1 crore is the project cost which they have given here. So subsidy, but keep in mind, it will not come on day one. It takes about, the scheme itself talks about 3 years or something like this. But normally what happens is banks will also follow up, because they also want the money. They also want your loan to be repaid. You will be repaying, but at the same time, they also will be very interested in securing your subsidy. So at the end of the day, they will credit it to the bank. It will remain with the bank. And after that, it will get adjusted in the loan. Now, these are all small time, this one probably. Some may be under the impression that if I want a higher quantum, म्हाका 50 लक्षाची दिवसा कसने करू पावना 10 लक्ष काही पावता म्हणून असो पूर. Still there is a CGTMSE scheme, which is an old scheme frankly, but they have enhanced the limits over the years. Budi ek timer 1 CR tay matra shila, maher tani 2 CR kella. Then what they said, trading earlier it was not included MSME. That time they said trading up to 1 CR you can go. Now then what they said enhanced it to 5 crores. Then they finally now we have enhanced up to 10 crores. And now trading also they have included. So here new aslare jatta, existing aslare jatta. It doesn't have to be only for new units. Even if you are having an existing unit, you can still go for it. It could be manufacturing, services, trading, but nothing is free. What happens is, you are not giving any collateral here. So as a result, the banks will collect something called as CGTMSE fee, which is not for them. They pay it to the government agency. And it is something like an insurance premium kind of a thing, wherein you need to pay it. And government, let's say in case of any default, government will make good the loss. But there are some practical difficulties sometimes, because what happens is quick mortality cases up to 12 months, up to 18 months, the agency sometimes, if there is a default, they sometimes face some issues with the bankers are a bit hesitant for that reason, because government agencies will tell them that you have not appraised it properly, you have not done due process properly, otherwise why units closed within 1 year, within 1.5 years. So that is why there is some hesitancy here and there. But by and far, I have seen some of our, this one get 2 crores, when it was up to that 3 crores, 4 crores, and all these ranges I have definitely seen, but it is not a one day, this one. It sometimes takes years for you to develop that relationship with that banker. Today they may grant you 50 lakhs, tomorrow it may enhance to 1 crore, and it can go up to 2 crores, 3 crores, or what, the cap there right now is 10 crores also. But there is one, this one, hybrid scheme. This was introduced, this was not permitted at all earlier. Let's say you have some security, but the security value is less. You have some plot, you have something, it may be 50 lakhs, 1 crore, but you want 2 crores, or you want a higher amount. Earlier, bankers were helpless. Either they have to take collateral, or they have to cover under CGTMS. But then they modified the scheme around 2015 or 16. What they said, partially you can give collateral, partially you can cover under CGTMSE. And even bankers are very happy in this case also. In many cases I have seen more than pure CGTMSE, they are very interested to go for hybrid CGTMSE. Because they also feel that entrepreneur also has something invested in this one, in the loan, and they also are ready to fund that deficit, whatever is there. So this is also a very good scheme. And in hybrid, what happens, your rate of interest also normally gets a bit lesser. When if it is pure CGTMSE, they charge a bit more rate of interest there in the loan. So here also, who can lend? Most, of course, all the PSU banks are there, but there are private sector banks, some other banks as well. And PSU banks, today so many are there. I don't know how many will remain in the future, but I'm sure there will be some of them left. And I think regional rural banks, when I was going through the list, Kerala Grameen Bank was there in that list. And SFBs and even NSIC, SIDB, some cooperative banks like Saraswat Bank, SCC Bank, they are also there. And NBFCs also, because NBFCs normally, in CGTMSE, there should, normally what was there was you had to have some primary security. So primary security in the sense, if you are buying a machine, the machine is the primary security. If you are buying stock, stock is the primary security. But NBFCs fund on a different model. They will just go on the basis of your turnover and profit. They will not take any charge of any primary assets. So there is a scheme which has come for them as well, wherein they can also fund under this scheme. I think the max cap there is about 5 CR or so. And this is something which I wanted to, which I wanted to tell. How many of you already have working capital limits with bank, OD limits, CC limits, and anything like that? So, okay. So, or any working capital term loan, anyone has anything of that sort? Okay. So, this is a scheme, I mean, if you have already been, it is possible that bankers have already approached you, but in case not, you can go for this scheme wherein whoever had a OD limit, Jan, Feb, March, Konale Ashila, Q4 of last financial year, 20% of that you are eligible to get as ECGL, which is a term loan at the end of the day. This is for the West Asia crisis because we saw the fuel escalation and all these problems which all businesses were facing. So Tangel Katirtanta scheme introduced Kelalas. So whatever is your maximum utilization, the last quarter, 20% you can take a term loan. And they have capped rate of interest also. So even if your other loans are a bit more costlier, this loan is, I have seen it around 9% or below that also, 8.75 and whatnot in banks. So TREDS, I believe he has mentioned it. So majorly what I have seen is if you are working with PSU companies, they are mandated to go under this. Other are, it is a voluntary scheme for other companies is what I believe. For PSUs above a certain threshold limit, if you are working with, in Bangalore I have seen some of our customers are working with BML and this one, BML, HMT and some of these other PSUs, there is a mandatory this one, wherein they don't need to worry. Within 45, they will get the money immediately once the bill is approved. So one particular scheme which I wanted to talk about, there is something called National Small Industries Commission. Anyone has heard of it here? Okay. So any contractors here who are doing government contracts or this one here? Okay. And any of you have bank guarantee limits with your banks, BG limits or so? So NSIC has a scheme wherein what happens is that if you are having any BG limits, any unutilized BG limits, if you are giving it to them, then they will give you a raw material assistance product wherein they will give similar to an OD, they will give you a product wherein you can utilize that money and up to 180 days they will give you a time period. And you can utilize this limit over and above your existing banking limits. Whatever CC limit you have is turnover linked normally. Here there is no issue like that. To me turnover, if you have BG limits, sometimes you may have certain times wherein BG may not be required throughout the year. So you can utilize your bank guarantee limits here. If you don't have any BG limits, next time when you're renewing, you can ask your banker to give some portion of your limit as BG as well. The rate of interest is depending on whether you're micro and small. It's quite economical, and there is PM-FME scheme, but I have to check whether that criteria is still open, because it was supposed to conclude at March. Well, if it is extended, that was a very good scheme wherein 35% grant was there actually for food enterprises. Now, so I'll just take you through one or two things. So, how many, most of you are in businesses, that's something which we realized already. So many of the times, how many are in own premises, or how many of you are in rented premises? Own, okay. So rest are in rented premises then, I'll presume. Okay. So what happens is, there is a common misconception among bankers. Tani kasam anta chammi kasane property gyochek other than home loan, they are not interested. They will say this is commercial real estate, RBI is restricting us, we cannot fund. Be it factory land, be it office premises, or be shop, or be anything like that, anything related to business. But there is something, commercial real estate, and what happens is if you are buying any property for the purpose of an office or a factory or something like this, it is not commercial real estate, and bankers can fund it. So as a result, if any of you are looking to acquire some space, you can definitely go for it. It will not count under commercial real estate. This is not me saying it. This is RBI itself has given it in its circular. It is just that most bankers are not familiar. I have myself shared the circular sometimes to them. That is your bank circular above RBI circular? No. Our bank circular, RBI circular is the this one. This is. So then they have agreed and they have funded certain cases also. So for example, hotels, if someone is running, or let's say, this is example, it could be anything, but these are some illustrative cases which I just wanted to state. Gyms, restaurant, any other things like that. Now, just a few schemes I just wanted to take you through, which I thought were very useful across a few banks, which I had noticed. They were a bit unique. When generalized schemes, of course, across banks, they are there. But there are certain schemes which I thought are quite useful, and any of you can take advantage of it. One particular scheme is one Union Bank has one scheme called Nari Shakti Yojana. So here what they say, if it is a women entrepreneur, or let's say entity, partnership firm or so, company or so, if 51% capital is held by women entrepreneur, then they are ready to, normally banks fund 75%, 25% they'll say bring your margin. Now they will fund up to 85% in such cases. You will just need to bring 15%. Simple example, 1 koti tumka requirement aslari. 85 lakhs bank can fund, otherwise 75 lakhs normally across banks. Here up to 85 lakhs you can get. So extra 10 lakhs you are getting more from the bank. So it starts from very small amounts to 2 lakhs up to 10 crores also it goes, and they are giving it across CC or term loan. Otherwise certain banks for CC they will book it at some banks, they'll say 40% margin and all these things. Here for CC limits also they are giving this scheme. And SIDBI, is it active here in Kerala? So if anyone is having a machinery requirement, normally when we go to banks, every time they'll say collateral, whether you have collateral, that is some very common question. But SIDBI has a very impressive scheme wherein if you have any machinery requirement, they will not insist on collateral provided you have certain requirements. They will fund 100%, 25% you have to keep as FD, and that is the only security they will ask. Similar to banks funding 75%, but they will not ask for collateral as long as you are having a 3-year existence and you are profit making. They will fund it, and there is no insistence of collateral. But they have some criteria, they strictly go by that. If you fit in that, they will fund, otherwise they are not in a, because it's a very schematic scheme. So there are 2-3 schemes which they have. And similarly, I was just discussing with them, they have, earlier it was only for machinery. Now for hotel sectors, restaurant sectors, they have brought one SIDBI more scheme, where in that sector also they are ready to fund actually. Who? SIDBI funds almost everything, but the issue there is that their schemes are the specific schemes which I am stating, right, they go by a strict checklist criteria. If you satisfy it, they will do it. If not, they fund under general schemes also, but that is more time consuming and regular. Here it is very quick actually. If you fit in those criteria, they will do it immediately. Sometimes I have seen they have done within few days also, not even weeks. No, there some of these schemes they look for 3 years, but regular schemes they do. Banks will do, even if it is new also you can go. There is no issue as far as that is concerned. One more scheme which I had seen was, UCO Bank had one particular scheme, Nari Samman is very similar to Nari Shakti, what I discussed earlier, but here they don't cover working capital and they put a 5 crore cap. But there is something one more interesting, Yuva Shakti scheme they have brought. So if there are any entrepreneurs who are below 35 years of age, so they can take benefit of this scheme. And it is similar, 85% they will fund instead of 75%. So 10% extra you will get. And one more point which I wanted to make out, many of the times when you go for a term loan, bankers try to see that they'll try to recover it at the earliest. They'll say, we'll give you 5 years. But normally 7 years is very much possible. And if your cost is very high, let's say running into crores together, you can even ask for 10 years. Many people are not aware, and sometimes they just go for 7 years and they face a lot of difficulties tomorrow. And then bankers have no option. They will say, we'll do restructuring. If they do one restructuring also, RBI says your account is NPA. So as a result, whenever you go for any loans, of course, rate of interest is something which everyone sees. Also keep in mind how much tenure you can get. The higher tenure you take, you get more flexibility. Of course, if you pay earlier, most of the banks will not complain. They will happily accept it, and there is no issue on that. But if you take a lower tenure, then ask for higher, they are helpless actually. And one particular scheme also is central bank as a scheme for hotels, wherein up to 20 years they are giving actually for repayment schedule. And I have not seen, frankly, any other bank giving such a particular scheme. So if anyone is looking to set up a hotel or a cafe or a restaurant, you can have a look at this scheme. And yes, I have any questions, I am happy to take them. I am not familiar with this particular because my focus is more on the funding aspect of it. You can...
No, there is one more thing. I am an experienced person, that's why I am telling. All this funding, 5%, 10% is not going to work out. So my request for you or anybody, at least the promoter have to put around 35% to 40%.
No, see what I agree, the more margin which you have is good, but certain times what happens is that there are some things which banks don't fund. Now you set up a shop or you set up a hotel. They will say you rent deposit is a cost of the part of the cost, but bank doesn't fund this. So at that point in time, the margin will go more than 5%. But what happens if you take benefit of such schemes, your overall capital which you need to invest will be lesser. That is the only intention. If you have more capital, you can go for it. At the end of the day, it is helpful, and banks also have ratios like TOL, TNW, total outside liabilities by tangible net worth. So that should be 4:1, 5:1, certain criteria they have. So if it is not there, they will also not fund. So overall, yes, but certain components they don't fund. So those kinds of things, you will need your money for that. So you can use such schemes to use it for things which they are ready to fund.
Recently, there was a comment from Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman that banks should create products according to the business cycles of MSMEs. So has something happened on that count? Any banks are coming up with products that fit to the business cycle of MSMEs?
Yes, I'll address that. So normally what happens is that irrespective of the finance minister's comment, banks are supposed to do that in a regular basis also. Frankly, and each bank for that matter, they have developed different products wherein they try to assess each, because every industry is different. Someone who is into cashew business, I cannot compare them with textile sector. And someone who is in a very seasonal business, I cannot compare them with a regular business for that matter. So each case, frankly, if I don't, schematic schemes are done for ease. Otherwise, in regular scenario, bankers are supposed to assess each case by its own industry. So a specific case for that matter, they should, like you said, go by that sector. So I believe she was reiterating this point when she mentioned it. And I already before that as well, bankers have specific schemes for each sector. And wherever they haven't taken that initiative, I hope the bankers do get there as soon as possible, because sometimes it's a very good point which you made. Some schemes which don't fit that particular business are imposed on you. So it is, if not, I hope the bankers do it at the earliest. Some are already there, probably some more are in progress.
Hi.
Yes, hi, tell me.
You were telling about that CGTMSE, no?
Yes.
I just want to know how much they charge for that. Actually, you have mentioned a bracket.
Yeah. No, there,
is there
there is something called risk rating, and there is an entire table available on their website. So this is what I could summarize, about 4.43 to 2.3%, but it varies depending on the quantum of the loan, and also they have some risk parameters which they are there. There is a more detailed table or schedule available on CGTMSE website, wherein you will get the complete details, how much is charged. So as far as this scheme is concerned, what I would tell any entrepreneur is, if you do not have any collateral, you can please go for it. If you have collateral, you take a call, because what happens is that it is not free. This cost is going to be added, interest rate is also going to be more. And sometimes what happens is that bankers, it's more like in CGTMS, it becomes like a bargaining game. You say, I want 1 CR, they'll say, I'll give you 75 lakhs, I'll give you 50 lakhs. Whereas if you have anything, you are more in a advantageous situation. But to answer your query, you'll get that details. You can go to CGTMSE website or use any AI tool like ma'am said, and you'll get it right now at your fingertips.
But how is that risk, this one is calculated? That been done
There
by
are
any
some
third
criteria. There is some criteria which is already defined by the CGTMSE NCGTC, I believe. There's this one government body. They have prescribed certain parameters on the basis of which they will charge this one.
Thank you.
Any other queries, you can get back to me offline or later as well. I'll be happy to address them. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanketji, for your informative session. And again, official പരിപാടി angami conclude kartaida. Tavali conclude korchamurtam. We have just one more person who will take a couple of minutes, just a couple of minutes of your time. She is very active for this program. പക്ഷേ ദിക്കിഞ്ചലതി amgele സാരസ്വത ചേംബ്രാche director tamuncho ila dusuna. Okay, she is such a simple person, and she is going to come in front of you to give the concluding remarks. So I invite the director of Global Chamber of Saraswat Entrepreneurs, CA Pratiksha Pai, to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Ghansham. The way Ghansham was talking about me, I could understand a bit, because Kochi Konkani is very different from Mangalorean Konkani. But yeah, thanks for the build-up. Yeah, thank you. So, सगळ्यांकाय नमस्कार. हांव CA प्रतीक्षा पै म्हणून बँगलोरच्यान येता आसा, मूलतः मंगळूरची. आनी आज तुमी सगळ्यांनी आमगेले सुरेंद्रनाथ कामत मामान आनी विनीश कामत मामान आनी आमगेले घनश्याम मामान सांगिल्ले तुमकां एक इनवायट केल्ले हाका तुमी मान दवरून पुराय जन हांगा आयिल्ले. फस्ट तुमकां पुराय जाणां थँक्स. तशीची क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स उलयता आसतना सुमार जणांनी येवन सुमार पुराय पॉयंट्स सांगिल्ले आसा. यू हॅव टू इन्क्लूड दीस इन युअर क्लोजिंग रिमार्क म्हणून. सो डेफिनेटली whenever there is an event, we generally say ki last closing remark the hall will be empty, nobody will sit more. I think this is one of the very few events I have seen till end everyone is sitting and keenly listening. So first of all kali Surendranath Kamath mammala ulaytantani म्हणले मेगले story sang how I gained from the chamber. I in the sense Surendranath Kamath. So first I met Surendranath in 23 I believe, 23 when he entered the Saraswat startup competition, the Saraswat Shark Tank, what we are called, and Saraswat Shark Tank, wherein he came up with his business idea of booking online seva for all the temples. I was one of the judges for the preliminary round, and in that competition, from the many 40-50 startups that came, around 8 people went to the second round. And one of them was Surendranath Kamatmam's startup. And from that 8 startups, only 5 startups got 5 lakh each. And in those winners also, one was Surendranath Kamatmam. So we have been in constant touch since that point of time. And he has taken the membership on that very day of Saraswat Chamber. And he has been a very active member. You all know that better than me. I need not tell you. So looking at some of the success stories of the chamber, I am here to tell you, तुम्ही सकाळी येऊन आमकां जॉईन जायाची आणि सारस्वत चेंबराचे मेंबर जायाची. And Surendranath also told me one more thing, that since I am the member of Saraswat Chamber, I could do a very good networking beyond state borders and get Rajendra sir today over here, the governor of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. We had a conclave in Hubli on June 7th, and I was one of the committee members in that conclave as well. And त्या दिवसू Surendranath Kamatmam वरे आयलेलो, Siddharth वरे Bombay तुलान आयलेलो, and Surendranath Kamatmam just mentioned to Siddharth Sinkar that the latest governor is also a Saraswat. So how to invite him? So Suren Mam said, if there is any connect, we can definitely try to invite him. And right next to Siddharth was Bharat Kamath, who is from Goa. And he told that, Arey, he's a Goan. My friend has good connect. Why don't we connect? From there, Surendranath Kamath Mam got the connect. He mailed the governor and got a positive reply. So 3 people from Kerala, Maharashtra and Goa connected together to make today's governor visit possible. So huge round of applause. So this is how things happen in minutes when there is a good networking opportunity. And all we need to do is know the right people, go to the right places and talk the right things. That is what Surendra also did. And today, I think in the entire history of Saraswat Chamber, it is first time that a state governor has become a part of the conclave. So thank you, Surendra. Similarly, how another small networking story of the chamber, how त्या आमगेले मेंबरांक एक हें जाल्लें कसां एक business success जाल्लें म्हळ्यार Ratnagiri. How many of you have heard of a place called Ratnagiri? Ratnagiri, yeah. It is on Goa-Maharashtra border. There is a farmer who grows mangoes, okay, and he is a chamber member. And last year, in the summer, he mentioned that I have very good Ratnagiri Alfonso, Apus mangoes. And if anyone on the group wants, you please tell me, I will send the box to you. So at Bangalore, amgele Kashimat Bangalore GSS Sevak Samaja President Jiji Shane Mammono, Tanni amgel life member, Jiji Shane Mamman mak phone kelle. Asheshi, the farmer ale gammi mangoes hado etwa Bangalore akkamon. I said, yes, ma'am, we will do it. And then I and Jiji Shane ma'am got on a call with that guy from Ratnagiri. And, we spread the word in Bangalore that we are sourcing mangoes directly from a farmer in Ratnagiri. And if you want, you can tell us. And Jiji Shane ma'am and his team took all the orders. And then we called up this guy in Ratnagiri. And we told him, ma'am, kasheshi ambo geuka tugelagi mono. So he said, Tumi sangachi, how peteita monalo. So we said, how will you send from Ratnagiri to Bangalore? So he said that I'll put on the bus and send. We said, no, we don't want like that. Then he said, what? We said, we want 300 boxes of mangoes. So he was shocked. He had never sent that much mangoes, which is 300 into 2 dozens, 600 dozens. So then he told that, मेरे को थोड़ा time दीजिए, मैं market जाके देख के आता हूँ कि tempo या ऐसा कुछ कर सकते हैं क्या, छोटा वाला truck and all. Again, Jiji Shane ma'am said, don't worry, I have a friend in Belgaum who has a truck business. We will send the truck. You just keep 300 boxes ready and we will pay you. And in that way, a whole truckload of mangoes we purchased from Ratnagiri directly to Bangalore and made him the payment. And in one shot, 300 boxes was sold for him. So this is the power of networking. And And it is nothing like you need to have a technology business, you need to have some other business, you have to be a big business person. Small farmer also we could help with the power of networking. So, Ashri Nimita, how tumkai pure jana sangta, today you all may have seen the value that was brought to the table in this meeting as well, in this conclave as well. And I appeal to all of you, you can approach our Surendra, Ghansham, Vinish, and become a part of the chamber, because not only in Kerala, now next month on July 24th, we have construction theme conclave in Goa. Now, you may think that I am not into construction, so why should I be bothered? But let me tell you, last year, there was a construction conclave of 2 days in Goa, and in 2 days, total business of 25 crores was transacted in that hall, in that one hall where all the delegates were there. So that is the power of what can happen in one conclave. That was 2-day conclave, and just in 2 days, 25 crores of business was transacted in that hall. And this year again, on July 24th, I hope all of you are in the Kerala Saraswat Chamber group. No, WhatsApp group, you are not there. If you are not there, kindly tell Surendra, he will add you. That is an open group. Open group, even non-members are there in that group, but you will get all the communication of the chamber. Kanchi conclave, kedanas, kitle timing, and all that. So there is this Goa conclave, construction conclave, and believe me, everyone in some way or the other is connected to every sector. Every sector. So please try to come, and if more people are coming, Surendra can make arrangements for booking a small tempo, and you all can come together. And Goa is full of Kuldevasthans. We can stay anywhere. So there is no problem of logistics also. So I invite you all to our July 24 conclave in Goa. That is just less than a month away now. And we can first all join the chamber WhatsApp group. From there, the information about registration will be sent to everyone. Then another parallel initiative, you all may have heard of GSB Startup Angels. So I also want to talk about that. GSB Startup Angels is helping the GSB community youngsters to become creative by supporting them with a seed fund, with right connects, right mentoring, and taking their startups to the next level. So if you know any appropriate startups or very creative youngsters, you can please connect them to GSB Startup Angels. Tummi amgele Kerala group join jaya. How tumka RS Chanbag mammale, jo Gigi Shane mammale, numbers galta. You can connect to them, and the youngsters can get a very good mentoring from very successful entrepreneurs in their business as well. So it is a very noble initiative, and I felt it is my duty to talk about it today when I'm getting this stage. Also, you may think that Konkanis or Saraswats are only in Kerala, Karnataka coastal area, Goa, and up to Maharashtra coastal area. But you will be surprised to know there are Saraswats in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh, in Uttar Pradesh. We had gone to the Jodhpur Saraswat International Saraswat Sammelan, and over there we met so many Saraswats, and they are into so many good positions in various bureaucratic levels and in every big business. And there is so much of networking opportunities that is available to everyone. And even surnames which we didn't used to think are Saraswats, they are actually Saraswats. We only know Paimam, Kamatamam, Shanayamam, Nayakmam, Malya, Baliga, such only. But there is a surname Dakait also in Saraswat. Yeah, and where we had seen this surname in Durandar, Raman Dakait. So we genuinely asked him, are you Saraswat? He said yes. So Dakait's surname is also there in Saraswats. So, this was eye-opener. It broadens our mindset when we meet so many people and we see that, yes, our DNA is the same, our genes are the same, and they are also Saraswats. And we are all the part of the sect who was there near the Saraswati river and have migrated to various places in India. Magiri, I wanted to also tell that there is an app also for joining the chamber, Saraswat Connect. सारस्वत कनेक्ट म्हणाल्या ॲप असं तुम्ही ॲपवर डाउनलोड करून आमगेले मेंबर जावेत अँड बट फर्स्ट अँड फॉरमोस्ट यू कॅन फर्स्ट डेफिनेटली आय सॉ मेनी पीपल आर नॉट पार्ट ऑफ व्हॉट्सॲप ग्रुप यू फर्स्ट बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ अवर व्हॉट्सॲप ग्रुप know what we are doing and where we are doing our conclaves. And even in this construction conclave in Goa, many bigwigs are coming from construction industry, and I am not even talking about small time stalwarts. Big stalwarts are going to be a part of this conclave, and I will request you, do not miss it. And last but not the least, I want to also tell my very humble but huge gratitude to both our co-hosts of the day. We know the kind of circus that has gone behind all this, so and how they have connected virtually, and maybe today morning 9 o'clock is the first time you people have met each other. So we know the kind of Tom and Jerry catch happening behind this thing scenes, and they've put in a lot of efforts. And I would want to invite Siddharth Sinkar over here. Siddhartha Swanga. Siddharth is not here. Okay, then Surendra, you please come. Surendra, I would request you to felicitate both our MCs. Please, please. So thank you so much. Despite your busy schedules, you have taken out time and come here. And Chaitanya also has a small baby at home, but she has left her and she has come here today. So thanks so much, guys. And thank you everyone for being a part of today's MSME Day celebrations. MSMEs are the backbone of Indian economy. We may have seen a lot of MNCs from various parts of the world, FANG companies and all that, but India and Tassal Hod companies na. Still, India is competing with those big nations on a global scale, becoming fourth and third largest economy and all that. How? Because of our MSMEs. Our MSMEs, after agriculture, MSME is the biggest employment provider and biggest income generator for Indian economy. So we are all proud to be a very small part of this very large network of MSMEs, and we thank you all for coming today. And I'm also personally very grateful that there is a separate day dedicated to MSMEs, and we are all celebrating it with so much enthusiasm. Thank you one and all.
So next main event lunch is ready with our main item, Konkanan main item. None other than Patrodo. Yes, we can start with Patrodo and other things from our own Vishnu, Piker snacks. Tajamurtama, Angele Tunka Sakadanke, Miguel Amigele, Saraso Chembrana, Varinani Sangada, Tejmatanga, support Saka volunteers Anke, KSUMA, Teshi. Complete event, a grand success. Sakadange, big thank you. Chada time next week and go to Patroda.